Job done.
And that's all that matters.
He's about to have a baby, so it works perfectly well.
Yeah, it worked great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, yesterday I was mowing the lawn, listening to The Knife. What a freaking great record. What an absolutely amazing record. How long did it take you guys to put that together? And when will we hear any more new music from Goldfinger?
It's a great question. I mean, look, that record was 10 years since Hello Destiny, 8 years, maybe 8 years since then. So I had written a bunch of songs that I knew I write for a lot of other groups, and I knew that these songs specifically would not work for these other artists I was producing, and I kind of held them in my back pocket. And then in the end, I kind of wrote maybe 7 songs that I felt like could round out a record, and then Mike and Phil played on the record. Charlie just rejoined the band, Charlie Paulson from 1994.
Charlie Paulson.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
Charlie Love Paulson. You, Charlie. He's played, how many shows have you played now with us?
Back 5.
I know that I've said this to you guys before. I was talking to you here at this venue when you got arrested at the Warped Tour back in 95 or 96 or whatever.
Yeah,
we were just
talking about that earlier.
You guys gave us passes, me and my college radio buddies, because nobody else would. Thank you for that. And before your set, we'd interviewed you. You said, come back after the set. So we did. And we were talking to you guys. And as I'm talking to you, I can see the Maryland Heights police and a golf cart coming up. And I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen here. But it was legitimately the first time I'd ever been backstage and thought, this shit happens like this all the time. I have to have this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was unbelievable. Do you remember that day?
Totally remember that. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you spend the night in jail?
It wasn't John or I. It was our drummer.
Right. No.
And Fletcher, the guitar player from Pennywise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I remember he was telling people to pull the barricade down that day. No big surprise there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, after Guns N' Roses and Axl, we figured this was the place to get arrested, and we nominated Darren. So.
Wow.
They were just talking about it on the way here and saying that we need to relive that moment. I think it's Mike's turn.
No one's going to jail tonight. We're all parents and husbands and all that.
Nobody needs that. All right.
He's only got one nut.
We're good to stay hydrated and get a good night's sleep tonight. I think that's really what we should all be focused on. All right.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you as always. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot to do, but we just wanted to get you back and say hello and thank you very much for playing.
Thank you for having us. It's awesome.
It is Goldfinger backstage, way back Point Fest. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Will there be celebrity guests on this show? Who does number 2 work for? Have you ever wondered what your boss's bathroom routine is like? Well, me neither. But we might find out today whether we like it or not on the number 2 show. In the wild ecosystem of the workplace, there's a unique species we've all encountered and have to navigate. The boss. Ugh. Just as David Attenborough would guide us through the behaviors of lions and gazelles on the African plains, let me take you on an office safari. You won't need binoculars, but perhaps a strong cup of coffee or a sneaky sip of the flask you keep in your top drawer, Frank. That's right, Frank. We all know about the whiskey. Get a handle on things. From the prowling micromanager to the elusive Captain Cryptic, here's a glimpse into a few of the bosses you're bound to run into during your 9-to-5 jungle adventure. Hey, can we get a cool graphic right there? Like a cutaway to like a guy in a safari hat that's like, welcome to the jungle, and it's like, rawr, like a big jaguar noise? No. Okay, moving on with the monologue. The micromanager from hell stalks your every click like a digital big brother. If they could, they'd probably control your mouse pointer from their office. Personal space? They ain't never even heard of it. They want to camp out in your ass like it's Yosemite. The Ghost Boss. Paranormal edition. Woo! Sightings are rarer than Bigfoot, but their cryptic midnight emails haunt your inbox and are damn near as blurry and unclear. You may never see them, but their passive-aggressive notes are proof enough that the truth is out there. Woo. The Parent Boss, but not really. They drop outdated slang, dab unironically, and think that TikTok is a brand of smartwatch. They're hip, they're cool, and they're dying to tell you a dad joke that will toe the line of getting HR involved. In a world where your boss could be a friend, a foe, or a complete enigma, navigating the workplace becomes a dark comedy in and of itself. Each day is a roll of the dice, a game of chance, or a slow descent into corporate madness. But welcome to the jungle, and don't forget your coffee. Welcome to the jungle! Rawr. What the hell, man? Where was that graphic when I asked for it at the beginning of the monologue? Well, today we're flipping the script. We're trading in that luxurious radio studio for something a little more intimate. My guest is the voice that wakes you up, shakes you up, and probably makes your morning commute bearable. It's the one, the only, the man who usually is number one, but today finds himself in the number 2 spot. Scott Rizzuto. Hi, Rafe. Hey, how's it going, Riz?
Well, I'm just sitting in the stall here reading the walls.
Yeah, they did a great job. It looks good in here.
And I'm glad all the money in the budget went to this, because what I'm thinking is you kind of duped management here and you just wanted your own private bathroom.
It is. I was just saying it would be really funny if all of this was just a ruse to get you in.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello. It is October the 4th, and we're here in person.
Live.
There's another way to say
Oh,
that.
come on,
There's another
man.
way to say that. Yeah, we're here in person. Doing this, talking in real time.
We are not AI.
recorded. We are not recorded. Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Not recorded. All right. Who's ready?
Stuck the opening.
Who's ready? Let's land the plane. All right, let's land the plane. And we'll have a nice weekend. It's supposed to be amazing weather. Mm-hmm. In fact, it's supposed to be amazing weather for the next, 10 days?
Great.
You know, when you're watching the local news and you just see, the weather guy, and he puts up, let's look at the 7-day forecast, and it's all suns.
Just perfect.
It's all
just
suns
perfect.
in the 70s?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Mid-70s.
Mid-70s and
every
sun.
single day. It's just freaking
And
perfect.
not even one of those days where, they show the graphic of what's it going to be like on Tuesday. It's just the sun, no clouds, nothing.
Love it.
That's what we have to look forward to. Moon's going down on a cruise, down to a hurricane.
I'm literally going into 2 hurricanes, and the weather is rain every single day I'm there.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but I mean, what can I do?
Well, they said that one hurricane, I think it's Hurricane Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kirk is the one that they're worried about right now.
It's going to be
Hello, Kirk.
What a funny hurricane to
Hurricane
ruin a
Kirk.
cruise.
I can't think of a Kirk that
Kirk
doesn't-
sounds like they had to
Star
get drunk
Trek?
on the cruise and get put in the little cruise jail,
Oh, Kirk.
I'm imagining just a huge Kirk Hammett head just coming towards, coming towards us. Mouth open,
I like to
gray
think
hair.
Kirk Cameron
Oh, okay.
and the wind of God. I don't know. But it's gonna, I guess, be off on the East Coast, but it's gonna cause
It's going
a
to be a
whole
mess.
bunch of havoc.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess in the Gulf.
It's a mess.
Well,
I don't know, man. So yesterday, you were so friggin' surprised that I didn't know what boat I was going on. So we looked it up yesterday. My wife didn't know the boat either. Looked it up yesterday because I was like, man, I would love to watch a video and see what I can do indoors on this boat, because it looks like the 6 pools that are a part of it aren't going to be usable because it's going to be raining
yeah,
the
well,
whole
we
time.
went, the first cruise we ever went on, it was a 9-day cruise out of Brooklyn,
Wow.
New York.
That's a long time.
And it was 3 days at sea before you got to a place.
Yeah, did you go on the Hudson, or how'd you get out there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hudson to the Atlantic. And, down into the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. Like, you literally go into the George Washington Bridge. It's kind of cool.
Great.
Okay. Anyway. Anyway, we're supposed to go to Bermuda, I think, one of the last stops. And it was there was such a bad storm
Oh,
that they
really?
had to skip one of the stops. And the boat was a-rocking. The boat was a-rocking, and all the water came out of the pool on the top deck.
That's so cool.
Like, it was such a choppy sea that
Did
we
they
were
use
going through.
the wings, the stabilizers?
I don't know how that works.
Well, you can't miss them. You ever seen like a
Yes.
picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. We were inside.
Oh man, that's probably what's going to happen to me.
We were inside, but they were saying like, hey, no, nobody go on the top deck. and the boat was rocking so much, all the water like sloshed out of the pool. It was amazing. Wow. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Wow.
You have a great time.
That does sound fun.
It is an enormous.
No.
It's back. We
The
talked about this
Shigellas.
years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
What happens with Shigellas?
It's not good.
Give me those deets.
The Shigels, dude.
It makes your belly do great things.
All right, this is from KMOV. Belleville, Illinois, a chain steakhouse in the Metro East is being investigated after over a dozen people tested positive for a bacteria that causes gastrointestinal problems. The St. Clair County Health Department is investigating after 14 people have tested positive for Shigella, a gastrointestinal illness caused by the bacteria Shigella. The investigation focuses on the Longhorn Steakhouse at 6115 North Illinois Street in Fairview Heights.
Shigella sounds like a Chicago gala that would be like a lot of fun to go to every year.
Yeah.
You know?
Put on a nice shirt.
Yeah.
Head
I know
over
when
to
tour
the
is there.
Chicago Shigellas.
The Shigellas.
According to the health department, 12 of the 14 people who tested positive died. The Moon, look up the symptoms of Shigellas. I mean, it'll put you in the hospital.
I bet it's meat sweats.
Shigellosis is one of the.
Is it shigellosis? I don't know. I like to say it Shigellas.
Shigellas.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go to Shigella infection.
It's the Shigella bacteria. Maybe it's called shigellosis. I don't know.
Shigellosis is so,
Shigellosis.
such a cool word. Okay, so symptoms can include diarrhea that contains blood or mucus that
Yeah.
may last for more than 3 days.
Weight loss sounds good so far.
Stomach pain or cramps, a feeling of needing to pass stool even when the bowel is completely empty, fever, upset stomach, and vomiting. When to see a doctor? Oh, bloody diarrhea. Diarrhea that causes any weight loss or dehydration. Diarrhea along with a fever of 102 degrees or more. Terrible stomach cramps and tenderness. Frequent vomiting that prevents you from keeping down liquids. And dehydration symptoms such as little or no urination, very dry mouth or throat, and feeling of dizziness when
All right,
standing.
so you're going to the hospital because you're pooping everything out. All you're lacking fluids.
Mm-hmm. That's scary.
Never been to a Longhorn.
Complications with
try it.
for some children with Shigella infections have seizures.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Also, rectal prolapse is
Oh,
What?
rectal prolapse.
That's when your butthole
Weren't they just here
it
2
falls
weeks
apart?
ago?
toxic megacolon,
Megacolon.
reactive arthritis,
Megacolon.
and
Prolapse.
bloodstream infection.
Now on the road.
So rectal prolapse. That's the pink sock.
This condition happens when part of the large intestine's lowest section slips right out of the anus.
Oh,
it may be
man.
more common in children than with Shigella who don't get enough nutrition.
Oh man, if that happens, we got big problems. Let me just stuff it back up in. I don't think you can.
Well, no, it unravels. You know, the 3 miles of intestines come. You can't put that. The cat's out of the bag at that point.
Oh,
Put it back. Put it back.
a prolapsed rectum.
I thought you said a prolapsed anus.
Is it prolapsed rectum or
I
anus?
thought it just meant you pooped so hard you turned your little drawstring purse inside out. I didn't think it was your entire. You were dropping a half a mile of.
No.
Why am I imagining a Crown Royal
No.
bag right now?
Yeah,
Ew.
yeah, it'd probably be that same color purple. But
No,
Shigella gets
Oh,
hold of
my
it.
I
God.
talked to an EMT once, and they call that the pink sock.
Yeah, the wording is rectal prolapse.
I don't like rectal prolapse.
Nobody does.
Toxic megacolon.
Toxic megacolon.
They had
I mean,
that hit.
It sounds cool.
Yeah, they had that hit back in 2001.
That sounds like that heavy metal burger bar up in Chicago that has like all the blasphemous burgers. They got the toxic megacolon. It's like a hot burger.
Well, if you or a family member has eaten at the aforementioned Fairview Heights Longhorn Steakhouse between September 21st and today, and then developed some kind of gastro issue, you are encouraged to make an appointment with your doctor
sooner than later.
sooner than later. The St. Clair County Health Department said it's working closely with the Illinois Department of Public Health to prevent the illness from spreading further.
Now, is this one of those things? It can just. I mean, it's Earth. This can just happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it could happen, but it could. Yeah, you have more of a chance of it happening if
what?
we're not taking the proper hygienic
Oh, okay. So it is a precaution,
steps.
a precautions sort of thing. I just hate it. You know, when certain things that just happen, or they came in some lettuce or something like that. You know, something raw. I have so many friends that are in the restaurant business and own or cook there or
Sucks.
something like that. I
You
hate
hit the bad lottery.
Yeah, I hate the fact that it's kind of a lottery and then your name's attached to rectal prolapse.
Right, or megacolon. Yeah, well, improperly washing hands is what they said, or contaminated food. And how did the food get contaminated? Could be,
Who knows?
unsanitary conditions. I don't know. But the Department of Health will do some kind of investigation. Hopefully it's just a random, oh man, we got a bad batch of lettuce. But I've never been to a Longhorn. And
Is that the Peanuts one?
This is not turning me on.
That's Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's the difference?
They're the same menu.
Same-
pretty
same
much.
thing?
Peanuts
There's
on
a
the
big
floor.
horn in the lobby.
Yeah.
TR's way better.
Texas Roadhouse is?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Longhorn
Yeah, but you only
presents
get
itself.
food there. You don't get Shigella and all the cool
Longhorn
stuff.
presents itself as the slightly fancier, yeah?
Oh, really?
Well, I'm asking. I
Oh,
don't
is
know.
it so Longhorn's classier?
When I was a kid, it was.
They
It
try.
was like
I don't think
fancy.
Texas
I don't know
Roadhouse is
that
trying.
adjective's ever been in the same sentence as Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn is fancy.
Dude, when I was a kid, it was like all the rich kids in my school, they would be able to go eat there. And I thought, wow.
Well, if you have two places that pretty much serve the same thing, you have to set yourself apart somehow.
That's the peanut shells.
Yeah,
of
peanuts on the floor.
Texas
Well,
Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse, you get to just clear your table just just take your arm and just sweep everything on the floor.
Absolutely.
And then throw the peanut shells on
That's
the
what
floor,
bustin's
too.
all about.
Did they get rid of that? 2020, they got rid of that, right? Saliva-filled shells all over the place?
I think they put a sign on the door that said, hey, we got saliva-filled shells on the floor.
Oh, they did.
If you got a peanut allergy, don't come in here.
Wow.
Oh, so it's back. Cool.
And Texas Roadhouse known for their rolls?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's the bread, right? It's Texas toast.
I do have a gift card that's been sitting on my Lern saw it. We were FaceTiming and showing each other the bedrooms. Cause
We
she
did
was like-
cribs on FaceTime
Yeah,
the other night.
she was curious, and I was like, "Oh, there's a bathroom counter with all my stuff, and then a stack of gift cards, and I have a Longhorn Steakhouse gift card, $50. I want to use it,
Use it.
You
but
should have
I
taken Mal there yesterday for your
don't-
4th anniversary.
I know. We ordered in.
All right, now I'm going to take you out to a nice fancy dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse in Fairview Heights.
With a
There we
gift
go.
card.
That's the good location.
Don't go over $50.
Yes, FaceTiming each other in your bathrooms, kind of mowing my lawn a little bit. That's fine. Big deal.
I know. We seriously did a walkthrough.
Doing
Yeah.
number 2 shows on the side.
Mal was cleaning the bathroom.
That's cool.
It was the
a little
bedroom. It
different.
wasn't the bathroom.
That's cool, I
It's
guess.
like Architectural Digest.
Yeah, got a cool layout. You do.
Thanks, man.
Nice.
Also locally, since we're on the local tip here, I showed Lern and Moon this video this morning. Car thief caught on camera making off with car as owner pumps gas. I mean, just like boom, gone.
Yeah, little weasel guy got in the side door.
Maplewood police officers are on the hunt for a stolen black Kia after a bold crook hopped in and drove off while the owner was pumping gas. This happened on Wednesday evening at the Sam's Club on Hanley, the Sam's Club gas station. Police say it's a sign of the times and a sign that we have to do more to protect our hard-earned possessions because crooks are really ready to strike when you least expect it. And this is crystal clear video.
Yeah, it looks like the camera was set up to get this particular shot. I mean, really, it was just right on the back of the car. The guy gets out. They said it only took 15 seconds. And the
Less
dude-
than that, it looked like.
Yeah, the dude walks up. So clearly it's one of them things where you got to push to start and the keys are still in, right? He walks up to this thing, and I've always talked about this, how I hate those gosh dang automated things and how many freaking questions. I find the gas station not based on price, but whether there's free air and if it asks me the least amount of questions. Because I swear that some of these are like, would you like a hot dog? Would you like a receipt?
And with that, you have to answer 50 questions before you can actually pump.
Yeah, I just want gas. Would you like a job application?
And this is what, if I were a crook, I'd camp out at one of these gas stations because, they're going to be preoccupied for at least 5 minutes before they could start pumping gas.
Yeah.
Well, not even 5 minutes. I mean, this guy,
It was
I
quick.
thought
I'm
he got out of a
exaggerating,
car. I thought he got out of another car
He did.
of
Looks
like he did.
accomplices.
He
and
did.
Then,
He got out of a black BMW SUV, which pulled up next to this guy's car. Within seconds, somebody hops out, jumps into this victim's four-door Kia Stringer, and just takes off.
And I'm shocked the BMW doesn't have a license plate.
Crazy, right?
Well, I was thinking okay, so he jumps in the passenger door, hops over the console, gets in the driver's seat, probably locks the door so if the guy turned around, he couldn't get in, and just sped off. I mean, that's the jam, right? You bop, lock, gone.
Oh, yeah. Now, if you take a look at the guy who was pumping gas, before he even turned around, the car was gone.
Yep.
Yeah, the car was on and moving.
But also, what if you're completely on E? I mean, this is kind of a risky thing for the crooks, too. You're at a gas station. I mean, I go until I'm on fumes, right? So chances are you're getting in a car that maybe doesn't have any gas because people are nuts and they let it ride on E until they have to go to the gas station. So, what's the chances of down the street this guy runs out of gas? Would that be the best part of this story?
Not
ever?
many
Never thought
people
about
would.
that.
I didn't think about that either. I mean, it's a crime of opportunity, basically. Where's there going to be the least resistance? At a gas station, because 90% of people don't lock their doors when they get out. So you got the passenger side open, you got the driver's side open. And who lets their car go down to E? I mean, usually I'm filling up when I'm at, a quarter tank?
Try, but I mean, there's been
I don't
days
remember.
where I'm
I don't
running.
remember the last time my check engine light went on. Not my check engine light,
Check
my
gas
gas,
light?
my gas light.
Oh, I do it every once in a while.
Do you really?
Mine does every once in a
Yeah.
while. And I'm pretty good about it. I usually
Rarely.
fill up at half, and I sometimes still get there.
To be honest, the bigger the tank, the more I forget. Like this Durango, even though it's got this V8 and this race car engine in it, the tank must be so freaking huge. I haven't filled up all that much, and I'll forget because I'm not in the routine, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my
I
gosh.
don't know. Just when I start
empty.
the car up, I just look. Like it's all there.
Mine dings at me. Girl, you better get to the gas station.
With
That's what it
30
says.
miles to go.
Well, and when
10
when
miles.
that
really?
gas light comes on, then I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna be the guy that runs out of gas.
I know.
I've never, knock on wood, ever run out of gas on the road. Never.
Dude, it happened to me once. I was a teenager in my truck, and we were driving. It was on Limburg, and totally ran out of gas. And I was like, oh my gosh. And we were going, and the only gas station was about, 300 yards ahead of us. And it was on the left, and it's 4 lanes with the turn lane in the center. And I was just we were legitimately, that thing where your go-kart is going and you're throwing your body forward to try to get the momentum, to the inertia to carry into the car. It was one of those, and rolled in, and I mean to the inch, no brakes used, to the gas pump. It was
Perfection.
Yeah, I've
absolutely far as it could have
knocking
gone.
on wood. It's never happened to me.
Yeah, the time it happened with me, my dad and I, he needed to go to a Dollar General, and it was pouring down rain, like monsoon. We were down at Fort Morgan, which is in Gulf Shores, but way out there on a peninsula. Mm-hmm. And so we drive into town. We're coming back, and it's his car, which I hadn't been in yet. Wasn't really paying attention. He wanted me to drive, and with all that rain and everything, it decided to run out of gas right there in the middle of nowhere, where it's like 20 minutes from that house,
usually
20 minutes from town. It was awesome.
It's never in an opportune spot.
What'd you do?
The brother-in-law, Jason, was sent for the rescue. He had to go and get a gas can
Oh, no.
Well,
and come fill us up.
I don't know if this guy's car was on E, if he coasted in on fumes. I don't know, but it's gone. His Kia Stringer's gone.
Stinger.
This happened.
That's
It's
awful.
a Stinger, right? Is it a Stringer?
Stringer? I don't know.
Oh, I always read that. It's a little cursive logo. I always thought it was Stinger.
You could be right.
I don't know.
Here in my little sheet, it says Stringer.
It looks like Stinger.
Stinger GT2?
The Kia?
Yeah. So yeah, Stinger.
Oh, Stinger.
It does look like Stringer.
Isn't it great that nobody's editing news articles anymore and they're just letting things fly? This happens all the time. Misspellings.
That's how you know it's a good article.
What the hell, man?
Listen, I make myself sound like a fool enough by myself. I don't need KSDK.
I know. I
Add
don't
to it.
like KSTK and their Shigillas.
Yeah, Stinger.
So Stinger, okay, Kia Stinger. Guy's left stunned as he watches his own car roll away at the hands of a thief. Again, around 5 o'clock. This is the Sam's Club on Hanley. The police are using this incident as a teachable moment.
Keep your key.
That is hilarious.
Keep your key in your pocket.
Yeah.
One of the cops says, when I pump gas, I kind of position my body towards the car where I could see what's going on, because things happen in a split second. Pay attention to your surroundings. Take your key fobs out of the car. Lock your car doors. If you have a purse, take that out too. Hopefully this guy gets his car back.
I think it'd be scary too if he came up to the car trying to get in. I mean, he was like hunched down, so you couldn't really see him from the other side of the car. But I was thinking if he couldn't get in, like I would feel very threatened if a car full of people were rolling up, guy was out. Like, I mean, what's that interaction like? You know what I'm saying? The whole thing's bad. Because now you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to steal my purse from me? Like, am I going to get beaten up at the pump?
And it's Richmond Heights, an area not really known for high crime at 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Especially at a Sam's Club. I mean, come on, guys.
Good spot to snag a car, too, because everyone's kind of car blind in that.
With a little weird, what even is that? It's,
Cheddar News.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the commercials.
Nobody wants that either. There needs to be a mute button. Just mute or off. Like, I don't want to see it. Like, instead of asking me, do I want a car watch? Do you want to watch this program?
I kind of like when Maria Menounos comes on to sell me some yogurt for my gut bacteria. I don't know. I like it.
No thanks, no time.
Exactly.
Hi, it's Maria Menounos for poopy yogurt. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be great if you could just walk up and go, no thanks, and it
it's
shuts
done.
down the ads?
No, there are hacks that you could, there are certain key buttons you could press to have it stop.
What?
More buttons I have to hit.
I think we may have talked about this at some point. Like there's a couple buttons you could press on the pump.
I'd like to know, actually, this is some, like, when were the taquitos made? How long have the taquitos been rolling? That is some information that they could put on that screen that I would actually enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, hey, we just put the taquitos
That
out.
would be very smart, actually. Like fresh, like
just-
as you're pumping, like fresh taquitos.
It says coffee, taquitos, hot dogs,
Taquitos
blah, blah, blah,
now.
and it's got
And
the
it
minutes.
shows the opposite side of your car with a camera aimed at it.
Sure. Yes, this is all better than Maria. Who is it? Maria Menounos? No thanks.
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Show her a picture of Maria Menounos.
Hot.
Sounds hot.
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars.
On a
She's been out
General
a million
Hospital.
things.
I don't say a million.
Okay, if Maria Menounos
she's been
says
around
the
forever.
taquitos
She's
are
been-
ready,
She was like on
I'm
Entertainment
down.
Tonight. Or
Yeah, she was
Okay,
Daisy
yes,
Fuentes
okay.
after Daisy Fuentes.
That's right. Okay, Maria Menounos telling me taquitos are ready. I'm down. Everything else out.
Okay. In other news, I got my Friday leftovers here, so this is stuff I didn't get to this week. As a cat woman,
They find that guy yet?
from Washington that was abusing the cats. Not that I heard of.
No, but we did get an email from somebody that said they had a cat go missing 20 years ago in that exact same area and was like, now I know what
Washington
happened.
Mo, there was they're on the lookout for this guy that's posting
Mike.
videos of
Putting that guy on notice.
animal abuse, cat abuse.
And this person was like, I lived next to this guy, and now
I
I
think
know
it's a
where,
neighbor, right?
yeah, I know, and now I know
wild.
where my cat went.
It's terrible.
No, I've not heard a follow up.
I'm not going to forget about this until that guy is caught.
Well, if somebody's got a follow up, this guy was posting like just awful things on Facebook.
Torturing cats.
Torturing cats, and out in Washington, was it Mike Berger, Berger, Berger,
Something like that.
was the name. They know the guy's name. But your cats, do they get hairballs a lot?
Oh, yeah. They're throwing up all the time.
Really? And
Yeah.
you could hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can see it. So many days I've woken up at 2 a.m. because all of a sudden will hear Willow yakking in the other room. I have to go clean it up.
Nah.
It's disgusting.
Radio's been doing that a lot recently, and they say it's from she licks her paws a bunch, and it's because of allergies. So I got her on an allergy medicine now. But man, there's nothing like 1 a.m. in the morning. You're finally in a dream, and
Or you're trying to get out the
Oh,
door,
man.
you're about to
Sound.
leave, and then
Yeah.
your dog does
what
it.
are you doing?
I think Monday I was cleaning up cat vomit.
Bo does that too. And the vet told us that dogs, as they age, their tracheas start to like lose their elasticity. So like older dogs, when they're like, yeah, it's like they're not like yakking on a bone or anything. It's literally like their throat is closing up and killing them slowly. So
Oh, I hate to
Killing me slowly.
I hate to hear that. But no, we all know about cats getting hairballs. Apparently, so do humans. This poor girl, this young girl, had to undergo a nearly 5-hour surgery to remove a hairball from her stomach. A symptom of a rare, often misunderstood condition called Rapunzel syndrome.
Eating her hair.
Yeah.
it's not pica, isn't that what that's called?
This is a specific.
paper.
This is a specific eating your own hair.
This is just hair. Pica is everything, like fabric.
I thought it was just like a weird item.
Yeah. Like non-edible things.
Right, but it has to be like pica's when you eat whatever.
Like drywall.
So if it's a specific thing, it becomes
Rapunzel syndrome.
So what if I just
Rapunzel specifically hair?
Right. So if I just ate plastic, does that have its own thing too?
Not that I know of, but
good opportunity for this show to name stuff.
Yeah,
That's
you're
all.
right.
I don't want to get us off track.
You're right. So this is Rapunzel syndrome. So the mom says that this little girl, Sophia is her name, she began pulling out her hair when she was 18 months old because it was soothing to her. And the mom says that Sophia would pull out tufts of hair at a time.
I don't know why this is bothering me.
Makes you
The
sick.
story?
Yeah, when you say that, the idea of that, like thinking of it, it's like too close to me right now.
Like pulling hair out of your own head?
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Little kids do. I mean, I used to put hair in my long ponytail in my mouth when I was a kid. I feel like that was a thing that all kids did.
Yeah. Pulling it out of your scalp though, like I mean, isn't
This
your
little girl's
head
pulling her
hurting?
hair out.
She's
and eating it?
again, the mom says she was pulling tufts of hair out all the time. The doctors did not have, I guess the mom brought the girl to the doctor. I was like, hey, what's going on here? And the doctors didn't have any advice on how to stop this habit. The habit is known as trichotillomania. Trichotillomania. The mom then turned to where we should all go for our advice, Google, and said she managed to get her to stop in 8 weeks. I guess she put olive oil in the hair, got some gloves for when she slept. She couldn't pull it. Like she made the girl wear gloves.
John Hewlett's, he's talked about this on the air before. His middle daughter, Abigail, they had to cut her hair really short when she was little because she was doing this.
Yeah.
It was like not eating it, but like a little tick where she would pull it out. And so they gave her a little bob, which was really cute.
Man, I know somebody that will pull their eyelashes out.
Yeah. It's like a nervous habit, like a
They
tick.
pull their eyelashes out. So that worked for a little while, but then she started eating her hair again. And then when she was 4, she threw up a trichobezor, which is the medical term for hairball.
Trichobezor.
Trichobezor is a medical term for hairball. Eventually, Sophia grew out of the habit. However, 5 years later, she started having some stomach discomfort, which her doctors dismissed as, this is her diet, whatever. Maybe she's gluten intolerant, maybe she's allergic to something. But then one day she woke up in extreme pain. They rushed her to the hospital, and doctors discovered a mass of hair in her stomach from when she was younger, and was just pulling out her hair and eating it, a massive hairball. The hairball filled her whole stomach and had worn away the lining, which meant her stomach contents were leaking into her body.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never cleaned up a hairball from a cat specifically before, sometimes they get things stuck in there like a blade of grass or food or, if they've eaten something else crazy, like it all comes up in this mess.
Yeah.
So I imagine a little kid, like she probably has little pieces of food that maybe weren't being digested properly.
They said it filled her entire stomach.
That's wild.
So she underwent surgery to get this mass out. Her mom is sharing the story because she wants to raise awareness about this Rapunzel syndrome. She says there's not much help or knowledge because, the act of chewing your hair seems pretty harmless. But if untreated and out of control.
Think of what it does to the shower drain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think like, oh, it's like this bio thing. It's just it's
No.
easy to break down, whatever. Nah, man, you get a little hair clump down there, it ruins the whole house.
Yeah. This is terrifying. A team at Harvard made an app that pairs with Meta's smart glasses and can identify anyone on the street in seconds.
Wow.
Glad they made it. Thank you, guys.
And the team made a video, and I'm like, oh, nice.
This is for all the rich people that can't remember your name.
That's what I said. Oh, nice. This would help you remember somebody's name at a
Yeah.
party.
I'd love to have that.
Yeah, dude, man, ever since that guy got glasses, he just seems so smart.
Yeah, but scammers could also use it to pretend to know you. Mm-hmm. And that's why they built this app, to show it's possible now. So they did a video where they tested out on the subway, and they tricked 2 random people. And they showed in real time.
Wow. Hey, remember me?
So it scans your face. Dude, listen to this. This is wild. So this is 2 random strangers. and somebody's got these meta glasses on. They're using this app to scan somebody's face, and within seconds, they know almost everything.
Are you Betsy? Yes. Oh, okay. I think I met you through like the Cambridge Community Foundation, right? Yeah. It's great to meet you. I'm Kane.
Well, do you happen to be the person working on like minority stuff for like Muslims in India at all or something? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Are you Kashif? Yes. Oh, I've read your work before. It's super cool. I'm Anfu. Nice to meet you.
Within seconds, they know who this person is.
That's wild,
Dang.
dude.
That's cool.
And it reminds me, this is the adult version now of, remember, and I heard this like late because I definitely had many jerseys. Your mom wants me to give you a ride home.
That was always the thing when we were in elementary school was, hey, if somebody says they know your parents and you don't know them, don't get in the car with them.
Right.
Even if they have the most delicious candy.
I know, it was so sad.
But you know what I'm saying?
But I like candy.
But it's they started doing that warning of like, hey, don't put your kids in customizable shirts with their first names on it, especially because other people can use it to identify them and then start a conversation and blah, 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 blah.
Well, this is every year now at the beginning of the school year. The parents are putting on Facebook the kid holding the sign that says, my name is, Cassie, and I like this, and I like this, and I'm in this grade, and I, like basically dossier on the kid.
Yeah, and here's my weight, my school, my grade, my teacher, and that's my address right behind me.
And people are like, hey, idiots.
It's so true.
Stop doing this.
Scary.
You're literally giving creepsters like a file. Like, here's a dossier on your kid.
Yeah, you're right.
Now put them in the jersey with their first name on it and send them into the earth.
You're a good kid.
Man. But those meta glasses are wild.
We've just given everything away. Cat's out of the bag.
And if you have
forever.
any kind of online presence at all, it'll find it instantly.
And this is why I'm always changing my facial hair.
I wonder if it'll work.
So these
I wish I
glasses
had
could
facial
never
hair
catch
so
me.
bad.
Do you think it'll work on kids, though? They're so innate with tech. I almost feel like it'll work on us, Like when I got... This is how... I had a real Gen Z moment, a wake-up call, when I got to the airport, when we went out of town this week. We rode a shuttle, and there were about 10 Marines got on this shuttle. Just got out of boot camp. And me and the bus driver was a Marine, so he stopped, and he goes, "You devil dogs!" And the kid, they're like, "Huh!" And then he's like, so I'm out there throwing these giant duffel, because they just got out of boot camp, so they got their big green duffel with the master lock on it. They're all humping all their stuff. There's like 10 of them. We throw all their stuff on the bus. And I'm talking to him. These are United States Marines. I want to point that out. The toughest, the creme de la creme. The few,
the proud.
The Marines.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to this kid, and he's in the middle of a conversation with me. And I'm like, "You guys, is it weird being out of boot camp?" And he's like, "Yes, sir. It is kind of strange, sir." And I go, "Because you feel like you got to call everybody sir?" And he goes, "Yes, sir. Sorry, I don't mean to do that, sir." And I go, "Yeah, it's really wild." And I go, "Did you go to Taco Bell and stack your trays and realize you were cleaning up when you didn't have to yet?" He goes, "Yeah, we did, actually." He's like, "It's weird what, gets indoctrinated into your head. And you get out of boot camp, sir, and it's like, we just did an 18-mile hike up Hell Mountain and all this." And he goes, "Hold on a second." And he took his phone out, and he stuck his tongue out like Miley Cyrus, like, and did a little... A U.S. Marine did this in the middle of a conversation. Stuck his tongue out like, he's like, sorry. He sent a text to somebody. He didn't even think about it. And I'm like, whoa.
You were just, you were at boot camp for how many weeks?
You're the front line of America's defense. And now we got Marines out there. The Marines have changed. It's Gen Z Marines built different. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe that's what he learned in the Marines. Like, hey, make this facial expression. It's just an added security feature to get into the phone.
Definitely sending it to someone on Snapchat.
I could never picture my grandfather was served in the Navy
Exactly,
in World War II. He was on a battleship in the South Pacific, fighting Japanese, sticking his tongue out, putting his...
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine your grandpa coming home from Iwo Jima and he's just like, 387 men went in the water. 5 came out. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back.
I don't know. My dad was a Vietnam vet, and I got all sorts of goofy photos of that guy. He went into Vietnam in 1971, and I got some pictures from Dad in 75, 76. He's pretty goofy.
Pretty goofy.
Yeah, nobody's any different.
Okay, well, you guys crapped all over my observation. Let's move on.
We just disagreed. That's all. I'm not crapping on it.
No, I'm just saying you got to
it's-
have the humor.
I get you,
stuff.
Rafe.
It's fine.
I got you. No, I got you.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
My point is, I think that tech is so innate in the millennials that they'll probably be hip to the glasses. Be like, I know you're reading my face right now. I think it'll more likely work on us, the old folks.
Yeah, how is this not a thing first, like straight to the CIA or whatever? You know, like you all seen Homeland.
You don't think they got this tech already?
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet they do.
They got this tech.
Okay.
They've got this stuff.
That's why you got to get those glasses, like the reflectables or whatever they're called.
The whole thing now, it's like now it's available to anybody.
Yeah.
What was once, cool spy, James Bond stuff that's in the shadows, now it's available for good and for bad.
How much are they?
Well, the meta glasses,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the meta glasses, how much they are, but this group developed this app that goes along with them to do the facial.
Oh, so this wasn't even Meta doing this. This is just somebody
This is
else.
a group of Harvard kids
Oh,
that
my
developed this app.
gosh. You see Homeland? Did you see that show? Incredible.
Yeah.
So good, dude.
With
Claire
Saul
Danes and Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah, Mandy Patinkin. Yeah.
So freaking
Mandy
good.
Patinkin with Saul.
We'll freak you out a little bit, though.
Oh, yeah. Also freaking me out is our lack of air traffic controllers. This has been an issue for the past couple of years where the FAA is like, hey, man, we need air traffic controllers.
I do not want you talking about
We
this.
are desperate for air traffic controllers.
The more you talk about this, the more our algorithms are going to hear it and start feeding me crashes and airplane disasters.
The air traffic controllers that we have are tired. They're overworked.
Stop it, Riz. I gotta travel, man.
Well, they're retiring out and nobody's coming in to take their place. Well, now.
And isn't that a great gig, too? It's like $200K or something.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a huge responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility. This is a gig you can't have a bad day at.
Right. You have to be well rested.
But what they're saying is with these air traffic controllers now, that they're working 6 days a week. Controller fatigue has been cited as a factor in a series of runway accidents. This has alarmed aviation officials. So the FAA says that graduates of 2 college air traffic control programs can now just bypass the academy and go right to work. So there is an air traffic control academy. So the new announcement is the FAA's latest move to tackle this shortage that has been a huge problem. And because of this, this is why a lot of flights are delayed.
Jeez.
Flights are delayed because of the lack of air traffic controllers. And these air traffic controllers we have are burnt out. The FAA said they're working to hire and train more air traffic controllers in order to reverse the decades-long decline in our workforce and ensure the safety of the flying public. So if you are a senior and you don't know what you want to do, graduates of Tulsa Community College and the University of Oklahoma can begin immediate faculty training or facility training. You could skip the FAA Air Traffic Control Academy in Oklahoma City and go right to work. Listen, though, the FAA says the new program will provide the same thorough curriculum and advanced technology offered at the academy.
I don't want anybody to skip school on the ATC when I'm flying.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, no, please get some information before.
Well, they're
you're
saying these kids are trained well enough in their college.
Well enough. Stop it. I don't want no good enough degree for an air traffic controller.
I was thinking about that last night, like how we're, a lot of people are saying like, God, down with college, and it started to become like a political thing to go to college and actually get a degree in something. And a lot of people are pushing back on that. It's like, no, I want people to be studying their craft and like really thoroughly understanding what the hell they're doing before they are released out into society, directing things for the rest of us.
I don't think it's a political thing. I think people are waking up to the fact of I'm in massive amount of debt.
Absolutely. No, like I watch a lot of Bill Maher, and I love Bill Maher. He's very anti-university right now, and I don't know what's going on with him. He doesn't like. He's made it political, which I hate. And it's like, no, when I had options as a kid. I was like, hey, I went to junior college. I went to SWIC. I figured out what I wanted to do. I then transferred to Illinois State, got my degree in this. Here I am working. Am I the best at this? Some days. But at least I know what the hell's going on.
I just think people are figuring out, like, hey, man, I did 4 or 5 years at school. I'm a gazillion dollars in debt, and I'm going to work for the next 15 years just to pay off my student loans when I didn't need to.
Yeah, form of indentured servitude. It's basically to keep you're so in debt that you won't quit at the job you hate.
Right.
Because you got to make 50 grand a year, and it is the most money you'll spend and have no equity in your life. You get a piece of paper and a pat on the back and good luck. And if you have a firm of your father's to go work for, or your mother's runs a business and you can go work for her, good on you. But if it's still heavily weighted towards people that have a leg up in society, you know, because their parents can pay for it. They start with no debt. They have a leg up. They have opportunities. They're in these fraternities, skull and bones, BS. And then the rest of us buy in too, because somebody's got to keep the universities nice. Well, college cost of inflation. Also, I looked that up. Since like our parents went to school, it's insane. It's like it's like 1,000% more than it used to cost. It used to be affordable, and it's not anymore.
I also think the stigma of going to a technical college is gone now too.
Yeah,
which that was the thing. Like, oh, you going to a tech school?
Right. No, I'm just saying,
you must have done bad in high school.
Secondary education as whatever it is, tech school, trade. I'm not saying everybody has to go to college. I understand the debt portion of it. That needs to be fixed. I'm just saying I feel like we aren't, it used to be a thing like, oh my gosh, I want you to be a doctor when you get older. That was like the thing.
But I don't
want
to be a doctor.
That's fine. You want to study liberal arts and become a sculptor? I don't care.
Oh.
But it's like, at least go to school
weaver.
and understand your craft before you're just out there.
Yeah, the brand has taken a huge hit, and it's the university's fault. But the education is still hugely beneficial. It's the options that have shrunk down. They were talking about like the stats of like the main colleges that you hear about in the 90s had like a 81% acceptance rate, and it's down to something like an average of 8. So it's the options that have been squeezed out, and the endowments have grown. So yeah, the brand has not done its self any favor, and they're total idiots for doing that. But the stats don't lie. People with bachelor's degree earn an average of like $20,000 to $30,000 more per year. They earn $1 million more over a lifetime than the exact same career without the education. So let's say you're talking about debt. Sure, okay, now I got $100,000 in debt, and that can be awful. But if you're going in and somebody's helping you, or you're good enough to help yourself, if you're going to average $1 million more over the lifetime and it costs you $100,000, is that not a net positive?
No, of course it is. But you just it depends on what you want to do.
Sure. Oh yeah. I'm not saying that there isn't. I mean, listen, I wish I had a degree, and I'm on academic probation at St. Louis Community College.
And for me, thank God I did. Thank God I didn't stay in school, or else I would have had opportunities pass me by.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but just being black and white and being like, down with the university.
No, I don't think that's it.
I think it's more down with the loaning institutions, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. It is predatory it is the most predatory institution in America, in my opinion, because they'll let a person who's 18 years old, who we have decided isn't emotionally mature enough to buy a Bush tall boy or a handgun or vote in an election, but they can take out $100,000 in debt.
Yeah. Well, it's
they'll never. And then they'll run the VIG on. By the way, it is not interest-free debt they're taking out. It's 17% a year.
And there's no education in high school to prepare them for that, and your families don't prepare you normally.
This is where your parents may have to step in and go, hey,
if you have that,
2 years of community college would be a good thing.
But
before you go.
This is where you hope that your government is there for you, for the kids that don't have the parents, the regulations and all that kind of stuff. But then at the same time that we're chirping about over this, we want government in our lives less. So there's like, this is the push and pull of why a democracy is supposed to.
Listen, all I know is, here's what I know. I know that bathrobes are the hot new fashion trends.
I love a bathrobe.
I've heard this.
What kind of bathrobe?
My wife was talking about this.
Silk bathrobe, smoker's jacket, plush.
Bathrobes.
You know who that was made by? Somebody who learned to trade.
Yeah.
Somebody with a bachelor's degree in bathroom.
An artist designed the robe.
If you're in, it's casual Friday, right, guys?
We didn't bring our flight suits.
Yeah.
Oh man, I even
You know
thought
what's
about
funny?
it this morning.
I thought about it this morning when I was sitting at my desk. I go, I hope I'm not the only one that didn't bring
Damn
it.
it.
Gosh
None of us
darn.
did it.
Gosh darn.
Does anyone know where theirs is?
It's
Well,
in
I
the
know exactly
basement.
I know
where
where
mine
mine's
is.
at. I looked at it this morning.
That's why I was asking. I was
I was sitting at my desk.
I'm writing it on my hand so I know to get it out.
No, just send out a mass text on Friday.
The text won't. The
On
text
next
won't
Thursday.
happen. Robe or flight suit. I'm writing robe. I'll know what I mean. All right, it's fine.
So I'm sitting at my desk. I go, oh, man, I hope I'm not the only one. Oh, I'm happy. Bathrobes are the hot new fashion trend for fall, and this is not a joke. Vogue magazine just endorsed the look. Bathrobe-inspired dresses keep popping up on red carpets. In fact, Angelina Jolie just stepped out in a coat that looked like a bathrobe in New York this week. A writer for the New York Post called it the latest in post-pandemic unpretentiousness. After the lockdowns, we all stopped caring so much and just went for comfort. So feel free to wear your robe to work or to the grocery store this fall. No one will think you're nuts.
You know what? Who's pissed about this is Diane von Furstenberg, because in the 70s she created the wrap dress. She literally designed the wrap dress. And this essentially is trying to mow her lawn. It's a wrap dress.
Now, I think this is just a woman's trend. Because if you go to the grocery store wearing a robe, you're going to look like Jeff Bridges in Big Lebowski.
Hell yeah.
Would you see Jack Nicholson at some fashion show or something like that? He was wearing a robe everywhere.
That's right. Smoking a cigar in a robe, walking around, and people dressed to the nines.
You're not Hugh Hefner.
He's trying.
Hugh Hefner got away with wearing a robe all the time.
He does get away with a lot. He might be he might be Hugh's.
Nicholson?
Yeah, he might be the new Hugh. I feel like no one. I saw a thing yesterday where he was Jennifer. Who was in the Hunger Games? What's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence, thank you. He walked by her. He's so old. And he walked by her at like an awards show, and he's like, "You look like an ex-girlfriend of mine." And she's like, "What about a new girlfriend?" And he's like, he turned around and he's like, "I'll think about it." And she was like, "Oh," and like George Stephanopoulos was like, "Oh my God, Jack Nicholson wants to date you." I'm like, no one thinks it's gross. He's just like, he gets a pass.
It's because he's looked old his whole life.
Yeah, I mean,
Nicholson?
that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's just Jack Nicholson, and it's like, he just gets to play in a league of his own.
He may be one of the last people to get a pass.
Leo's.
He is the last of a dying. I think when Leo's older, will he get a pass?
I mean, he
still has one.
Getting there
He's
right
the
now.
new Jack Nicholson. After Jack Nicholson passes away, R.I.P. one day, it will be Leonardo DiCaprio taking his little slot in society.
Like to be a creepy old man?
I think there's one Hollywood coupon, and it has to be passed from one guy to the next. You only get one at a time. Hugh gave it to Jack. Jack's willed it to Leo.
I'm here for it.
Who knows?
Yeah, there's a big age gap.
Chamberlain's next. I don't know.
There's a big age gap. There's got to be somebody's got to get the coupon between Leo and.
You think?
Yeah, Leo DiCaprio's what, in his 40s?
No.
Nicholson
is he 50?
He's pushing 50.
Leonardo.
Man, I don't know. I think he's about. I think I say 48.
He's 49. He'll be 50 this year.
Okay. Nicholson is in his 80s.
Yeah. Who's in their 60s?
Who's in their 60s that could get this coupon?
Has to be an
the
actor?
creepy old Hollywood man.
Yeah, because I feel like no one's upset.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
He's definitely not getting
Nope. There's no coupon.
Perfect.
Who can get the creepy old Hollywood guy coupon?
But you got to be kind of cool, right? You can't just be full creep. Nobody wants that.
That's what I mean. Your cool has to be so. You have to be so drenched in cool. Maybe Johnny Depp.
Denzel Washington?
Yeah, but
No,
he's
but he's
married.
not creepy.
He's a good dude.
Kevin Costner.
He's got to be it's somebody that's got to be a notorious poon hound.
Never been married.
Hugh Grant.
Poon hound.
Don't you love that word?
Willem Dafoe, a poon hound.
No, Willem Dafoe's not a poon hound.
Billy Bob
he's
Thornton.
quite the opposite, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Bob. I think Hugh Grant could be a good one.
Hugh
Yeah,
Grant.
but no, Billy Bob Thornton has a reputation of being a douche.
Also germaphobe.
It's got to be somebody who is endearing, who is a master swordsman, but people are okay with it.
Gary Oldman.
You know,
Alec Baldwin.
Could have been Clooney, but he wifed up.
He wifed up. He blew it.
But he His wife's awesome. To defend, he wifed up, but he jackpotted.
Oh yeah, she's incredible.
She's an incredible woman.
I'm sure she's great.
Antonio Banderas.
No.
And this is
No.
Said Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta's dead.
He's
how
dead.
you say it.
How do you,
You can't
say
go
it?
to the grave with a coupon.
Those are helpful. Charlie Sheen could have,
He's off the rails.
but he's off. Goldblum.
No.
Eddie
Dolph.
Murphy.
No, it's got to be somebody who is known for his conquests.
Oh, Ray
Eddie's had
Romano.
like 25,000 kids.
Yeah, but he keeps getting married, I think.
Oh. Damn it.
Yeah, Nick Cage keeps getting married
Oh.
too.
Lenny Kravitz.
Woody
There
Harrelson.
you go. Kevin Bacon.
Sean
Lenny Kravitz, absolutely
Puff
not. He's
Daddy
a saint.
Combs.
Nope.
Oh,
It's got to be somebody in the 60s or early 70s.
So what are the stipulations?
It's the
Poon
golden
Hound,
ticket.
Not married.
Poon Hound, not married.
60s.
60s or early 70s.
Acting, or can it be all entertainment?
Could be all entertainment, but somebody that's like, he's a master swordsman. He's a he-whore, but we still love him.
Does Tom Cruise date around? I feel like he had opportunity
He's
to
definitely
be.
not getting the. He's
Poon
definitely not
Hound?
getting the
He
coupon.
gets arranged
about-
Scientology wives.
How about Johnny Depp?
Said
Yeah,
that
with Johnny
already.
Depp, I like it.
That was my first.
John Hamm wifed
nomination.
up.
Yeah, he's off the market.
There may be nobody between DiCaprio and Nicholson.
Let's see here.
It skips a generation. We'll just say that.
Oh, maybe.
Because Nicholson,
You gotta
could,
think, dude.
Nicholson
Nichols-
could be DiCaprio's grandfather.
any of the Bobs?
So there's got to be a dad.
Any of the Bobs? De Niro.
Nah, too old.
I got it
Who?
right here. Brad Pitt.
Oh, you were really proud of
Brad
that.
Pitt. Wives, Poon Hound, got it going on. Kind of creepy.
I feel like he's
But
taking.
still love.
I feel like he's
Young gal.
taking a hit in with this Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, he adopted like 17 kids.
I feel
That's
like
what
his-
I mean,
feel
though.
like his image has taken a hit.
As far as that.
So
goes.
is DiCaprio. So is Jack Nicholson. Not really. I mean, he's never really had any controversy.
DiCaprio, no.
DiCaprio's taken zero hits.
he's taken zero
he's
hits.
the butt of every joke of a
He dates
50-year-old dating a
25-year-olds.
25-year-old.
Yeah, but and people are okay with it. And people are jealous.
All right. Well, I'm out of people. That's all I have.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on this.
His girlfriend's age out at 23.
25. Let's be reasonable.
I like that though. I like that he set that for himself and an expectation for the ladies. And you know what? They have a great time on a lot of boats for a couple of years, and then they go and find their true loves. You know,
Not McConaughey. McConaughey had a chance, but
he's married.
he's married.
yeah,
Just looking up
Happily.
actors who are in their 60s, and I think I found the one. Rowan Atkinson.
Who the hell's that?
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Bean?
Mr.
Yeah,
Bean.
Mr. Bean. Let's do it. That guy deserves it.
What about those cats over in England? The Daniel Craigs and the, he's in his 50s, right? Or is he married? Let me guess.
He's too elite.
Happily married since
Happily
high
married
school or
idiot.
something.
He's a happily married idiot. Well, anyway. All right. Wear your robes everywhere now. What else we got? Just going through my stories. Oh! Hey, wouldn't it be great if a robot could just follow you, around when you're walking your dog and clean up their messes? Well, guys.
Oh boy.
Someone may have invented one. An entrepreneur from Minnesota named Caleb Olson has just unveiled an invention that he calls the poop copter. That's right. He describes it as the world's first aerial-bound self-guided dog poop removal system. So it's a drone that can detect your dog's poo within a defined space, like a yard, lower itself to scoop it up, and then carry it away to dispose of it. Caleb says it's kind of like a UFO, except it's abducting dog poop instead of people. There's even an option to sky dump, releasing the contents from midair, like on your neighbor's property.
Skydump should be the new term for skydiving. That's fantastic.
So the idea is that these things would be able to work on their own, like a Roomba, so you wouldn't have to remote control it. There's no details on when you might be able to buy one of these things or how much it costs, but Caleb says he's trying to figure out if he wants to position it as a direct-to-consumer product or use them to create a service industry where workers can come to your house with a fleet of these things, like a weekly visit from a garbage collector or pool maintenance. Genius idea. Here he is talking about it. This is him actually joking about the sky dumps.
The drone can spin fast enough in midair
such that the mechanism will fling open and you can sky dump on your neighbors or wherever you want to make that happen. Patrolling, detecting, picking up, and dropping off is the poop copter at its core.
Yep. There it is. I
bird,
love
it's a
this.
plane, it's a
See,
turd.
this is the kind of technology I can get behind. The poop copter. Have you heard of this new trend of decorating the inside of your toilet bowl?
Come on, man.
First it was the fridge, and now
Yes.
we're landscaping our turd graveyard.
Decorating the inside of your toilet with scented toilet stamps has become a hot trend.
Stamps.
So hot, you guys.
See, look
Hey,
this up.
listen.
I called those skid marks. I didn't know they had a cool rebrand.
Yeah.
Look, a toilet
Honey,
stamp.
those are toilet stamps.
Hey, dude, you know what? I mean, if this is one of those gel, the flush gels and those kind of things, and they're just doing them in like little, little flower tattoo
Yes,
shapes.
that's what you,
and that kind of
that's what you
stuff.
do. It's got like an applicator, and you
that's
put them
kinda
around
cutie.
the inside. I don't know, man.
Well, people are putting them on them anyway, right? Like they used to just look like those little moon gels for drums. You know what I'm talking about? The little blue. Boop.
See if you could find what these things look like. Especially, see if you could find a toilet that's decorated with these things.
I want to do a
I
punk
don't know.
rock
It's
toilet
disconcerting for me.
with little spikes and everything.
No, okay, yeah. This looks exactly like I thought it would. Toilet gel stamp.
So it's got like a little plunger that you put these things on the inside of the bowl,
Right.
and people are putting them all over on the inside. And it's weird to take a crap on something like this.
Well, you put. Are you pulling on this part of the bowl, man?
No, but people
that's
are
way
putting
too
them
high.
all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this
These
would be
things have been around for
distracting.
years, but now, but people will put like one or two. Now the trend is to fill the whole bowl with dozens of these things to make it look pretty.
Well,
There are some things that are just meant to just be.
close the lid.
Can we
You
just
don't have to
leave
worry
the
about
toilet alone? Like, it's done. We don't need to do anything else to it.
Just clean it. Keep the lid
It is
closed.
what it is.
You're
Just keep
set.
it keep the porcelain white.
What if they had said that when they were pooping on those little rock shoots in castles, and it would just shoot out into the moat?
They did, I bet. I
What-
bet there's a guy who wiped his butt with a handful of hay that was like, it don't get no better than this.
Right, but somebody refused to
right.
just let it sit
Agreed.
there. And then we got a P-trap, and then Thomas Crapper came along. I mean, come on. We don't know what's out there. We're still primitive compared to what our grandkids are going to be pooping on.
I don't want to be stamping nothing into the bowl except for.
Yep.
my insides.
I for one welcome all ideas.
No.
To continue to prove, to continue to improve my poo experience. Come on, man. It can only
You
get
like
better
this?
from here. I don't like this. I'm just saying I like ideas.
I don't even like a toilet bowl glow light.
Let's
That
keep
upsets
trying.
me. And I love a disco.
A glow light. What is
Yeah, where
that?
you got your toilet. One time
It's got
for
an under
Christmas-
lid, like
Yeah.
under the lid.
You put
Some
like a
LEDs
black
under
light in
there?
there.
Yeah, you can.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's not cool. It's
It's helpful.
Do not stifle the creativity.
So you don't have to hit the light switch.
right.
Yeah, but I could, if I need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
You've got a light?
No,
Oh.
I don't. But I know exactly where to go. Like I could go in the dark and not know.
Is it
Now,
got-
I know exactly how many steps it's to the door. Instinctually, I make a left and another left
Yeah.
and another left. I have a very big bathroom.
Wow.
And another right, and there's the toilet.
What about in guest bathrooms? It's not a bad idea. Have a little.
It's not a bad. No, we have a little
have
night
a
light.
nightlight
A little
by
flower
the
light.
sink,
Lights work
like
green.
a
Like
normal person.
like every person does.
Look,
you have
a
the little
unicorn.
nightlight.
Like your grandmother.
Yeah, when the guest bathroom.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice. Yeah, we have somebody staying over the house this weekend. We have a little
Who's
nightlight.
coming over?
Wouldn't you want to know?
Party at Rizzuto.
Sounds like she does want to know.
Steven Seagal.
Cool.
Oh, you would.
Does he
Did
get
he
a
dye his
pass?
hair for this?
He gets the pass.
How's the widow speak? Is it very black?
yeah. You're going to come out with a black belt by the end of the weekend.
Steven
From the
Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
And Aikido. Yep.
Martial arts
coming
school.
down. He's coming to my house to train me in Aikido.
Finally.
He only needs two 2-hour sessions.
Cat's out of the bag, I guess. All right, and finally, what else do I want to leave you with before we move on to the next I don't want nothing too serious. I don't want to be serious.
What's going on in Israel?
No.
Well,
This world's a damn mess.
Sorry, I thought we were.
I want to
pitching
keep it.
ideas.
Come on, man.
Keep it lighthearted. Oh, okay. Nothing too serious here. We'll leave you with this. A drunk man picks a fight with a python on the way home from a bar and loses in epic fashion.
Are you looking at me?
Oh, there's a picture.
You little
What do
slithery
you mean
bitch.
there's a picture?
You slithering at me, bitch.
Oh, did you just flick your tongue at me?
Look up drunken man picks fight with python in the street and ends how you would expect.
Stop.
the picture
beating up
doesn't look
animals.
good.
It sounds like it went the right way.
Yeah.
He didn't die, so
Okay.
that's good. But they had to call the fire department, and they had to intervene to save this guy from the python's killer grip.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because
It completely wrapped around him.
What are you doing, Dave?
what a dummy. You ain't going to win this wrestling match.
Oh, yeah, you should. She said that to my face.
Is that the best you got?
Oh, yeah? You think you're squeezing me? I'm squeezing you.
Is that the best you got?
I'm squeezing you with my hand. Hey, I can't breathe very good.
Dude, the
Guy
the
squeezing
story
it.
is
Look at there. He's squeezing it with his hand like he's winning.
the story is wild.
You can't squeeze me. I squeeze you.
Drink
So-
responsibly, everybody.
He was his buddies say he was on his way home from the
hilarious.
local bar. He comes across this over 6.5 foot snake in his path, feeling what they're saying emboldened.
Where was this at, by the way?
This is in China.
Okay.
Feeling emboldened, he decided to tease it.
Here, kitty.
He
kitty.
decided to tease it in front of his buddies.
Yeah, this guy's a douchebag.
However, the python got the better of him and held him in its death grip, forcing his friends to call the fire department. So firefighters arrived on the scene before the animal had squeezed him to death. Firefighters were not able to communicate with the guy because the thing was just had him.
Sir, what is your name? He refuses to answer.
They had to use poles to like pry the snake off the guy.
Yeah.
It's so funny because he is squeezing the snake with his one free hand as if that's doing something.
Yeah, like he's got its head and now he's going to win.
So footage
I got your head.
the video we're seeing, shows the guy trying to move on the ground as the snake coils itself further around his body. This is, yes, a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mother Nature's rising up, man.
Is this preventable?
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay.
Just leave it alone.
Snakes.
Watch this.
They pried him out with the jaws of life. He's like, he started it. He started it.
That sounded
He
so real.
slithering up to me. All tough. I was like, I don't want no trouble, Python. Next thing I know, he stick his tongue out at me. So I was like, I guess it's on, bitch. And then he was choking me up. He's like trying to explain himself to the fire department so he doesn't get in trouble. God, that's funny.
He threw the first punch. Sir, he
swung at me.
He got
He has
no arms.
Sir, he has no arms. What? What did he do to his arms? I didn't take them. No, he is a snake, sir. So he says. That's what he says, he's a snake.
A 6.5 foot python.
It's huge.
Just also
It looked even bigger.
what an avoidable altercation. Just avoid it. Just see the snake and be like, whoa.
A snake.
I'm gonna cross the road, yeah.
Next.
That's enormous.
Instead, he's like,
He was trying to show off.
He decided their words, he felt emboldened.
yeah.
He was so hammered, he decided to tease it.
Peekaboo.
Worth it.
How do you tease a snake, by the way?
And a frozen rat in his pocket.
Where
Watch
you been
this.
tonight?
You look like a worm.
I had a better night
Yeah.
than you did, I bet.
Do you want this rat, huh? Psych.
You tried to give me an apple? I ain't falling for that one. I read that book.
The guy refused to be taken to the hospital for an exam and left the scene in the company of his pals.
Remember when Larry lost that fight to a snake?
He's wild, man.
Never living that down.
No.
Well, every time he tries to leave the bar drunk, people are going to be like, whoa, 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 man. We got to go with you before you try to fight something else.
Well, he's going to be, they're going to call him Snake from here on out, right? Like, that's how you get it.
For all the wrong reasons.
Right.
Snake
It sounds
tamer.
cool.
It's like when they call you, if your nickname's Speedy, but you're really slow.
Yeah, he's the snake charmer now.
Hey, the good news is you see the end of the video? They actually were able to put it in a bag. They release it back into the woods there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what.
So it's not a belt. He's not boots.
What'd you think they did with the snake? They
Good.
actually did release it.
I'm glad.
They released it into the wild. They didn't kill it.
That's
Thank
really
you.
cool.
Finally, one of those stories. See? A happy ending.
Yay.
And that is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, St. Louis's home for blues hockey. From Villa Ridge, Maddie Ray is our team representative.
Yeah,
Maddie Ray. Maddie has been a loyal fan of the Riz Show for many, many years. Listening to the show always makes her feel like she's catching up with old buddies, old friends. She relates to so much of the content and conversations had during the show, and the entertainment is unmatched with every listen for her.
Aw.
Looks forward to rocking her Team Riz jersey proudly and often. Well, thank you, Maddie. Maddie Ray from Villa Ridge is our Team Riz Member of the Day. Gets a super sweet Team Riz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, it's 7:15. It's Friday. After the break, we'll crown the Craigslist Freak of the Week. Yesterday, Lern read 2 ads. One of these ads moving on to the Freak of the Year quarterfinals, and then we'll get into crap on celebrities. It is 7:15. It's Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Left lane closed due to debris on the road, 64 eastbound just after 55. Your point forecast beautiful throughout the entire weekend today. High of 84. Right now it's 58 at the Point Studio.
All right, so the lead-off interview for Point Fest 2019, my guy Claudio from Coheed and Cambria. How you doing, man? Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
You know, I believe the last time that you were here, and I so wish that I could have talked to you while that it was happening. Coheed was playing a show at the pageant, and oh my gosh, the hubbub about your hair was on that day, man. Like it was so fascinating to watch some of your fans completely lose their minds about that. And I'm
Gentlemen of my life in the listenership, how are we feeling? Did you wake up? Did you have good sleep? Maybe not. Maybe you need some magnesium supplements, or maybe all the vitamins and minerals in your body that you're not getting from Whole Foods because we all eat like garbage these days. Maybe you need to reestablish the vitamins and minerals in your body, and that will help you with things like digestion, sleeping, your energy, job performance, everything that you need to thrive in your life. Victory Men's Health can help you with this specific need, if that could be it, or possibly something hormonally going on. You know, I mean, women, we talk about our hormones all the time. Men, I feel like we stopped talking about hormones after puberty for you. But guess what? You still have hormonal issues until death, okay? So maybe there's something up with that, or possibly some sexual health care that you need to be adjusting. Victory Men's Health can help you with all of these things. It's a simple blood test. They find out what needs to happen that is autonomous to you, and then they help you to fix whatever the issues are. And maybe you have no issues. That's always good to know, too. So book your appointment today, victorymenshealth.com.
So here we are, our very first Ho-Ho show of 2017, our Christmas show. You will be our first band that we will see, 2/3 of Biffy Clyro. Gentlemen, how are you? It's really great to see you.
Really well, and after that introduction, we're very excited to be opening up the ho-ho party.
The
ho-ho party. Ho-ho party.
And I feel like, even if, I don't know if you know the Rise Against guys, and I know that musically you guys might not necessarily be in lockstep, but I feel like this is a really great rock and roll show from, rock bands are a little bit different. Do you know those guys?
We don't know them
Not personally,
we've shared many festival bills in Europe with them. those guys have been around for such a long time, and we hold them in the highest regard. So I think to play a show with them is a real honour for us, you know. And yeah, you maybe not musically akin to each other.
Sure.
But I think there's a little bit of a crossover there. And,
we don't fit bang on with anyone really. There's always like a slight discrepancy going on
Sure.
in the music world. So Rise Against are about as close as it gets, to be honest.
But I would think that would kind of work for you as well, because then you can kind of be on a lot of different lineups, on a lot of different bills.
Yeah.
that
That's
kind
it,
of thing.
yeah. We found ourselves playing in heavy rock festivals and almost more mainstream pop festivals and kind of everything in between. And we either kind of stick out like a sore thumb for the right reason or not. But we quite like that. We're at home wherever we play.
Very good, very good. Well, it's really a pleasure to have you back in town. We were supposed to have you a little bit earlier on this year. Unfortunately, that was not able to happen. But from what I understand from my sources inside of your camp, we've infiltrated it, by the way. You're big Guns N' Roses guys?
Oh, we love Guns N' Roses.
And so you were excited to go to where the riot in '91 happened?
Oh my God! No, that's it. We've been kind of reliving some of our youth this year. We played some shows with Guns N' Roses in Europe, and we were going to go to the shows anyway,
Yeah.
you know, just as fans. But to get a chance to share a stage with them was amazing, and to be here is double special.
I remember a bit of that day, or the following day, because I had to go to summer school that year for math. It was bad times in ninth grade. It was awesome. And I remember this kid that sat next to me in this math class who was like seemingly 6 years older than me. Like he looked just huge. He was like, I was at Guns N' Roses last night, and there was a riot. And I was like, you're nuts,
You're making
man.
this up.
Like, you're
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
And like, nah, man, I'm a freshman, but I'm not an idiot. And so then I get home, and my dad is just like, son, did you see what happened at the amphitheater? Guns N' Roses, they tore it up, and And that has just legitimately been a consistent storyline here, you know, since I was in the ninth grade. But they came back this summer, they made it up, and you know.
Did they talk about it from stage at all? Did they mention the riots?
You know,
and stuff?
I did not. He did.
He did, yeah.
He did. Yeah. If anybody would know, it would be. When when you're on a bill like that with a band like Guns N' Roses that you hold in such high regard, you know, I'm very guilty at my job when I meet bands that I really like. I definitely get nervous. I definitely talk faster. I'm sweaty. It's real kind of unpleasant. But you know, that's what you guys do. You know, you're pros like they're pros. Do you get those same kind of butterflies?
Fence and Deck has been around for 56 years. That's a long time. They've been around for that long because they do great work. Locally owned and operated fences and decks and screen rooms and patios, retaining walls. They even do windows. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is a company you could trust with your biggest investment. Of course, your home and, of course, the safety of your family. All the products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty. Better Business Bureau accredited business with an A+ rating. Financing options are available. In fact, if you mention the Rizzuto Show this month, you will get 48 months of interest-free financing. That deck you have right now is falling apart. So get Chesterfield Fence and Deck in there. Free and home estimates at zero obligation. They'll take the measurements, show you all the products they have, an extensive digital photo gallery of all the completed projects they've done. You'll see my deck in there. Again, Chesterfield Fence and Deck, been around for 56 years for a reason. They are simply the best. Online at chesterfieldfence.com. After all, who doesn't want a bigger deck?
All right, backstage at Point Fest, and for the first time playing our fantastic festival, a rock and roll band that we have come to like quite a bit in the last 6 to 9 months. Gentlemen, it's great to see you from Bad Flower. Welcome to St. Louis and welcome to Point Fest. It's great to have you.
Thank you very much.
Here.
It's great to be here.
So I want
talking into the fart mics.
Talking into the fart mics, absolutely. The first thing that I just want to like kind of cut straight to it. The song Promise Me, we're playing right now.
Oh, cool.
And
The program phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizShow1057thepoint.com. We'll crown the Craigslist Freak of the Week here in a moment. Friday Fail Stories coming up. We have a couple pairs of tickets to give away. I believe, what do we got, Scott, today? We got...
Seether and Skillet.
No, that happened last night.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was talking
21
about yesterday.
Pilots and Wage War tickets.
My bad.
See, they're in Skillet last night.
Yeah, but I was just saying, you were there, right, Scott Rizzuto?
Nope.
We do have
21 Pilots and Wage War tickets. That's what we got to give away today. We'll do some of those giveaways. Rafe's E-memorium on the way. Also got to shout out Anton's for sponsoring Moon's Head. It's the hat of the day. And Anton's has made a very generous donation to Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, getting their logo on camera all week long. Thanks, Anton's.
Yes, thank you, Anton's, for sponsoring my dome. Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy Experts. Save 25% before 2025 and get an additional $4,800 off a new system when you choose Anton's. Call them or check out the website, antonshvac.com, ANTONSHVAC.com.
Hey, if your company wants to sponsor the Hat of the Week and have one of us wear your hat all week on the show, plug your business all week long, have it displayed on the studio cams, find out how your company or brand can sponsor Hat of the Week now at 1057thepoint.com. Again, proceeds for your generous sponsorship go to Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, which we were there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What an experience. I've never been in there before.
Same.
How cool was it? That facility is unbelievable.
It's completely designed for kids to make sure your kids, while they're in the hospital, are 100% comfortable. I felt like I was walking into a child's imagination of what a hospital is. It's cool.
We were in the one of the playrooms they have there, which was amazing. Skee ball, pinball.
Connect 4, huge.
Life-size Connect 4.
Art supplies out the wazoo.
So we got to play some games with some of the kids up there yesterday, which was amazing. I mean, these brave boys and girls up there. And the staff over there is amazing. And it was truly, I don't want to say eye-opening, but it was very nice to go up there.
Puts things in perspective.
And to see what they do there.
Yeah, like we're sitting in there.
They really care for those kids.
These little kids come in and they're hooked up to, an IV, or one kid was in a wheelchair, and it's like, we don't have bad days. Like, these kids are like strong as hell, comfortable. The staff there want to make sure their every need is taken care of. It's awesome.
So thank you guys for the tour yesterday. That was amazing, and the opportunity to play with those kids for an hour and a half. But that's what we're doing this month is we're raising money to support Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. So a couple ways you can do that. Hat of the Week. We have the Corey Feldman Movie Fest Spectacular a week from Saturday at the High Point Theater. Bring the kids for the Goonies at 5 o'clock. For the teenagers, adults, we got the Lost Boys playing later on that night. Get there early. Get a photo op on the Riz Show red carpet with us. And it's all thanks to Cinema St. Louis and Allstate agent Tracy Bibb. Proceeds for that going to Cardinal Glennon. The Hollow Weirdo stickers will be back at Together Credit Union next Wednesday.
Okay, we have a date.
We have a date. Next Wednesday, get your Hollow Weirdo sticker at all Together Credit Union locations. Get them for $1. Proceeds will go to Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. All right. That about covers it. It's an amazing cause. I'm throwing out the Eagle Call.
Eagle Call!
All right, that's that. And time for this. Time to put a capper on this week's Craigslist Freak of the Week. So we're in round number 2 of the Freak of the Year competition. Lern read 2 ads for us. One of these ads moving on to the next round of the Freak of the Year playoffs, the quarterfinals, to take on Randy Waxon. So we had Flo Pesci and we had Andrew Slice Gay. And based on your votes, with 70.7% of your votes, congratulations to the one and to the only. Moving on to the quarterfinals. Congratulations, Flo Pesci.
One woman's trash is another man's gold. Man for woman, 35 years old, Calgary, Alberta. First-time poster here. I'm not sure if this is too out there or not. I'm a newly single guy in the market for an open-minded woman. I'm the only guy in a family of all sisters. Am I a monster for being super horny when I see feminine hygiene products in their little garbage can by the bathroom sink? This fad of mine started as a kid after being super curious one day. When I unfolded that wrapper and saw what a tampon looked like, my life changed. I'm so aroused even thinking about it. My last wife wasn't into it. That's one of the reasons why we're no longer together. Even if I don't find a lady on here who will accept me for me, maybe you're willing to sell me your used pads and tampons. You're going to throw them out anyway. Why not make a couple of extra dollars? A side hustle. I'm almost 2 years single now, and I miss my monthly gifts. I'm a subscriber to Your Menstruation. What I do with what you throw out is my business. I can offer a $25 gift card every month for each exchange. I'm up to negotiate. Sorry if it can't be more. I'm working 2 jobs at the moment, and it's hard to make ends meet. Alimony and child support are a bitch. Thanks for your time, Roger.
All right, Flo Pesci moving on, and we say goodbye to Andrew Slice Gay. Good run, but not good enough.
So, during our next competition, we will see, as you said, Flo Pesci will take on Randy Waxon in the quarterfinal on Halloween. But next week, Crawley Shore against Zoo Diamond Phillips.
Okay, that's next Thursday. Tune in. Another Craigslist Freak of the Week, round 2 matchup. All right. Man, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. So the big movie out this weekend is The Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And has anybody seen what the Rotten Tomatoes are?
No.
It's probably good.
Would anybody like to fashion a guess?
You say 75%.
I'll go 56.
Okay. 56, 75.
Critic?
I'll say 60.
Obviously, we don't have audience yet.
We do, because it opened, last night.
Are they drastically different?
No, they're about the same.
I'm going to say 60. No. Yeah. I'm going to say 60.
60.
I bet you it's sub 60, but I'm going to say there's critics are helping it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go 40s.
I mean, we can all agree that we didn't want this.
A lot of hype behind this movie.
I mean,
I did want.
Or let's just say we didn't need this. Really, you didn't?
We don't need it. No.
I wanted
Nobody
a musical.
needs
No.
When I finished the first one, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, it was a good movie. It was a B. And then when I saw it the second time, I was like, oh yeah, leave it alone, right? Like, I mean, if you when you finish the movie, you go, okay, cool. I see what you did there, but you can't do this for another half hour.
I could have used another hour and a half, maybe a couple years down the line, which is what we're getting.
Yeah, but do you need a musical? You need Lady Gaga to come in and do this?
That's the only part that makes it interesting.
I do appreciate them trying this musical thing out. The Joker, Filet Adieu. In theaters this weekend, that's the big release. Critics, 39%.
Oh.
Audience, 37%.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, man.
They crushed it.
Well, that helps
close.
me out.
Holy
I'll wait for
smokes.
HBO Max to get it.
I mean, just... Yeah.
I mean, what do people want? What was the expectation?
They didn't want it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I mean, it was even for the people that are like, oh my God, what a great movie. It's the greatest. It's so dark and finally they did
I'm
it
reading
right.
some of these reviews. Harsh.
Give me something. How's Gaga? Is it her? Is it her?
They actually
I love
say
her.
she's okay.
Okay. So this is what
They say it's the story is Filet Adieu achieves a feat that few sequels, even the worst ones, have accomplished. It makes the original film worse in retrospect.
Wow, that's awesome.
This sequel is neither a good musical nor a good legal or procedural drama, and Lady Gaga's talent as an actress and singer are both wasted.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What did they say about him?
Somebody wrote, I was mostly puzzled by the whole experience. Praiseworthy performances, gorgeous cinematography, inspired musical numbers set up a fantastic joke that fails to deliver a satisfying punchline.
Well,
Even fans of Joker are unlikely to find much to redeem this chaotic, profoundly stupid mess.
I mean, I can understand if they like totally geared it forward where it was like, okay, here's the violence, here's all this, but it just seemed like, oh, they're doing this again.
maybe it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable and crappy because you get to be inside his insanity, and maybe we're not catching on to that. Maybe they didn't get us to go there completely.
The film tries to be everything to everyone. It ends up being for no one.
Huh.
A friend to all is a friend to none.
They say this is probably the lowest rated DC movie of all time.
That's saying something, because they've made some stinkers.
They say that as everybody's watching it, as the audience watches it, because the audience usually is higher than the critic, especially for these.
I thought
comic
this would
book
be the
movies.
other way on this movie. I thought the critics would praise it for its like attempt.
Nobody's praising it. Zero people are.
It's kind of like I wonder if this is DC's answer to, some of the genre bending that Marvel's done. Like the She-Hulk was, She-Hulk. Some people liked it, some people did not like because it was basically like Ally McBeal. It was like she broke the fourth wall. It was a very like tongue-in-cheek. She's a lawyer. They made it like a procedural. Almost felt like you were watching Boston Legal, only the Hulk was in court.
Was there a CGI dancing baby that was naked?
I mean, there was almost that cheeky, and some people did not like it. And I wonder if that's like DC's like, we have to do our version of that. We're gonna make Joker 2 a music.
Well, this one critic says when he's Arthur, he's very boring. When he's the Joker, he's very annoying. Somebody wrote, "Who hurt these people?" And that's a critic. So, yeah, the Joker, it'll probably do well this weekend. People will go see it. 39% critics, 37% audience score.
You think it'll do well? I don't know anyone that's interested. Zero.
I have an interest, a curiosity rather.
I have a curiosity.
But I want to go see Beetlejuice this weekend instead.
You'll love that.
Yeah, I know.
You will love that. But if you are going to the movies this weekend, here are some quick reminders. And, we have our Corey Feldman Film Fest coming up.
Week from tomorrow.
Here are some quick reminders on movie theater manners, which I think everybody listen up, because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget our manners. Someone had etiquette experts list the top movie etiquette rules everyone should follow. Number 1, arrive on time.
Yes.
Don't be the person brushing past people to get your seats 10 minutes in. Share the armrests. Just like the airplane seats, you don't get full ownership of both.
That's not a problem anymore.
Yeah, now with the bigger chairs.
At the high point, it will be a problem.
Oh, that's right, 'cause it's old school.
Yeah.
Don't hold up the snack line. Figure out what you want before you get to the cashier.
Okay.
Just get a popcorn, okay? And shut
You know
up
what
and
you
get out of
want.
here.
There's like 4 options.
No.
Oh, now
sour gummy
now they
worms.
got
I know.
full like diners.
Yeah, but
Like,
you can do more. I don't
want
think that's a
chicken
big
fingers
one.
and
I want a glass of red wine and a
How big is the
prime
medium?
rib.
you just get popcorn and get your
gosh
hold
darn
up the line.
seat.
Yeah, there's no reason for a question. up there.
No reason.
No
Zero
questions.
reason.
This
With
one doesn't
Alamo,
bother
there
me.
is no line, dude.
That's
Yes,
right.
Service.
That's right.
Just
Okay.
go sit down and it comes to you.
Yeah.
This could be an issue at the High Point next Saturday. Don't save too many seats. 1 or 2 is all right. You can't save a whole row. Even 3's too many.
Try telling that to a mom with 2 kids.
And there's still theaters that aren't assigned seating.
Again, High Point next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's old school.
Yeah. I guess there are still some.
And for God's sakes, please be courteous if you're tall. If you are 6'9", don't sit in the middle.
Get in the back.
Or at least slouch down in your seat. Come on, man.
Yeah. And don't talk.
Yeah, put your phone on mute and don't talk through the whole thing. Shut your mouth.
Okay.
Don't get into a fight. If somebody else won't shut up, don't take it upon yourself to make them. Ignore it, report it, or move seats. I don't know. Arguing with somebody is even more disruptive than talking.
It's a read the room thing too, because there are some movies where laughing out loud and gasping out loud and like the not participation but like vocalization is kind of welcome, and sometimes it's fun to be in those movies with a group because it makes the
I've been in
experience
those movies.
totally
They're
different.
great.
Yeah, but read the room. Like maybe that's what you wanted, but if the whole room's not doing it, then just shut up.
Yeah.
What about
I'm trying to start it.
But yeah,
PDA in
that's
a
not how it
theater?
works.
How do we feel
It's dark. You can
about
do
the
what you want.
makeout sesh at the theater? Now, granted, I've not done this since high school, but like, what do you do in that situation if you
It
have
also depends on what movie it is.
right
No, it
the
doesn't.
Joker?
Yeah.
The Joker's fine, but
I
if
told you
it's-
guys before, I'm still reeling from seeing someone get an aggressive beach during the movie Big Fish.
That's true.
I was like, what are you guys doing in here?
No,
Such
but
a
if it's
sad
like
movie.
the movie about the emotions,
Inside Out.
Inside
Yeah,
Out,
that'd be
with their kids.
Well, yeah.
That's weird.
Like
Yeah,
it's an
that's
R-rated movie. Everybody's adults in there.
That's fine. Take a corner.
Kind
I
of
don't
see
care.
people
Yeah,
making
sounds
those.
like
Do it in the
we saw
back.
that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
People
My
I
wife-
saw were in the middle, and I'm like, what's happening right now? You guys are flanked by people.
What'd you say, Scott?
I was saying, we were at a movie a few weeks ago, and my wife elbowed me, and there was these younger kids next, like, few seats down from us, but they had the blanket over them, and it was like moving
Oh,
around, and
no.
she was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
That's the latest thing, man, with these
Dude,
lay down seats.
everybody's
People are bringing
bringing
blankets.
blankets.
First of
Getting
all,
handy.
Tina and I apologize for that. We love
Thank you, thank
Beetlejuice.
Was that you guys?
And you could have said something to my face. I was sitting right next to you.
Well,
I was like,
I didn't
check
want to
this
say
out.
anything at that point."
I've never brought a blanket to a movie theater, but I have thought about it probably 31 times.
Yeah.
There's times when I'm like, man, I really wish I brought a blanket.
When we
here.
went to see Beetlejuice the other day, my daughter brought a blanket. I go, what are you doing?
No,
You're gonna
smart.
get it dirty.
I'm gonna have
No,
to
that's
wash it when I
smart.
get home if I bring it to the
Yeah, I
theater.
said right in the wash.
Yeah.
Is it a red flag if it's a man by himself that has a blanket?
Yes. Scott.
Yes.
Yes.
Snuggie.
Make your bathroom trips as discreet as possible. Stay low. Stay low and try not to get up during a pivotal scene.
Don't say bye, everybody. I'm going to go dump out and then leave the theater.
There's an app called RunPee that tells you the best time to hit the bathroom during any movie.
Right on.
Dude, it is good.
That's smart.
I got on the internet during when Avengers came out because I'm like, this is a 3-hour movie. Is there a part of Avengers Endgame where you can, and they had like, this is it. As soon as this happens, you've got about 3 minutes
to get in.
There's no exposition. There's no fight scene. You got to go. And like everyone must have read the same thing because there was a stampede.
Well, especially for those 3-hour epic movies.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring your crying baby.
Yeah.
Everyone loves babies, right?
Or get out. Like if it's
But
it
not
happens,
in
just
movie
leave.
theaters. A toddler at a movie meant for kids is different, but if it's an adult movie, don't bring your kid.
Oh man, and if you're a crier, because I'm a crier, and like I've gotten lit up in a movie before that just hits you right in the heart. I mean, it's embarrassing. Like I've had to leave the theater before for being so overwhelmed with the scene, and like, don't be sobbing your ass out as well.
You were blubbering so loudly.
I was. I don't remember what movie it was.
God.
You know what? I think it was Walk the Line. I think my friends and I went to go see it in theater. I was losing it at certain points. I don't know. I think I was on my period. Who knows?
You were blubbering so
gotta get out
bad
of
you were
here.
making a scene.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Also, take your trash with you. Yes, employees come in to clean after every screening, but they have a limited time. So they don't need to take out everything. Like, help them out a little bit so they could clean up the little stuff.
I love how people are like, yeah, I'm going to leave it there because it's job security. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, your M&M wrapper is keeping these people employed.
If that's your...
They're working minimum wage. Most of them are teenagers. Like, dude.
Well, also the limited time they have in between screenings where they could sweep up, the errant piece of popcorn that fell on the floor.
Right.
Now they're taking your family's mess out.
Yeah.
Or they're leaving it there.
Whoever says that, you're an a-hole.
And then
Hate that.
then there's people complaining.
Job security.
This room is just so dirty. Those are the same people that probably leave their trash behind.
That will complain.
Yeah, that's
this
what I mean.
place is so dirty.
Yeah.
Because they're dealing with your garbage.
There's a cockroach in here. Well, why do you think that is, Joyce?
Joyce, they don't got time to sweep up the little stuff because they're cleaning up your garbage.
That's right.
I hate you, Joyce. You're banned from the theater. And don't talk about the movie in the lobby. Wait until you're outside and away from the theater. You might ruin the ending for the people going in next. I do, though, sometimes like to throw out fake things.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
You're that
We
guy?
were leaving.
Can't believe he was a ghost the whole time.
No, we were leaving one of the Star Wars movies, and I went out, and I said loudly, I can't believe Caitlyn Jenner was a Sith Lord.
They killed Chewbacca. They've gone too far. Kids are crying in
Oh,
line.
my goodness.
So I like to throw out those fake ones every once in a while.
That's nice.
But, yeah, try not to ruin it. And have a good time in the theater, guys. Listen, movie tickets cost a lot of money. Like, if you're taking a family of 4 to the theater, you're dropping at least $100. Yep. Right, what do we got, like $10 for tickets? At least $12 for tickets?
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge undertaking for us.
That's why I hang out with old people, so I can take them on their senior
And
season
you want,
discount.
I got to get popcorn, so large, of course.
Yeah.
Large popcorn, and a couple drinks. The kid wants, I don't know, gummy somethings. You're dropping $100. for a family of 4?
Not me. I'm bringing a big bag full of snacks in with me that I got at Schnucks.
Yeah.
Because I am a snack queen.
My wife would never do that.
Mallory's probably got grapes in her purse right now.
My wife does that all the time.
And you know what? I like that hasn't been. I like that they don't frisk us. That's the one place in the United States
Excuse
of
me,
America
miss.
where they're letting us have our fun is the movie theater.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
they understand. Hey, people eat weird. You're
They're
vegans.
getting their money off me. Trust me.
Let me have my vegan
wi-
worms.
My wife, though, she'll bring like a Fresca.
Yeah.
All you hear is, psst,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Well, as long as you leave. But
Come on.
if you leave a can around too, it's job security. So you're.
That's
There
right.
you go.
I got
Evidence.
a sock full of pizza rolls usually. Just in case they pat me down.
I saw a video online of a woman who, like swaddled it in like a baby carrier,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just popcorn. It was fried
A
chicken.
cornucopia of
It was everything.
snacks.
There was no baby. It was just the food she brought in.
KFC bucket.
That's my kind of baby.
All right, today is October the 4th. Back in the day, 67 years ago, 1957, the space age officially began as the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first man-made satellite into orbit. Same day, Leave It to Beaver premieres on CBS. 54 years ago, 1970, Janis Joplin was found dead of an apparent heroin overdose in her room at the Landmark Hotel in Hollywood. She was only 27. She had just finished recording her second solo record, Pearl. All right, give me the 27 club. So you got Janis,
Jimmy, Kurt.
Jimmy, Kurt,
Jim.
Jim Morrison, yeah. So Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain,
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
Somebody recently too, wasn't it?
Like a.
Well, Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones,
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
and you have Pigpen from Grateful Dead. Was there someone recent?
I feel like there was somebody post Amy Winehouse. Like very recent.
What was that rapper that Ariana Grande was in love with?
Oh, was it
Mill?
Juice WRLD?
Meek Mill.
I don't think Juice WRLD
Meek
was-
Mill's still alive.
I don't think Juice WRLD was like 20.
What?
I think
Not
that dude was
Juice
still a
WRLD.
kid.
Was he? 49 years ago, 1975, Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here hit number 1 on the album chart. 44 years ago, 1980, Queen hit number 1 with Another One Bites the Dust. 38 years ago, 1986, CBS Evening News anchor Dan Rather was attacked on the street and beaten by a guy who yelled what?
You lie.
No.
Oh.
It was Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Miller.
He was 26.
Oh.
So Dan Rather, CBS Evening Newsman, the anchor, attacked on the street and beaten by a guy who yelled out what? Somebody wrote a song about it.
Say it again.
Dan Rather.
Somebody wrote a song.
Was-
Studio.
Dan Rather was attacked.
Somebody's bringing up Collective Soul. What's the frequency, Kenneth?
That's REM.
REM. Sorry.
And yes, correct. The attacker yelled out, Kenneth, what's the frequency?
No.
And
way.
REM made that into a song, 1994's What's the Frequency, Kenneth?
Thought he was beating up a kid.
And Dan Rather actually performed it with REM on David Letterman once.
Dan Rather,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? His interview series on Access is awesome. The big interview. With
Yeah,
Dan
it is
Rather.
good. It is good.
I like him.
34 years ago, 1990, Beverly Hills 90210 premieres on Fox, ran for 10 seasons. 28 years ago, 1996, That Thing You Do was released, starring Tom Hanks, written and directed by as well. That same day, Van Halen announces that Sammy Hagar is being replaced by... Whoa! No, Gary Sharon. And 5 years ago today, in 2019, Joker was released, starring Joaquin Phoenix
What?
as Arthur Fleck.
That's so cool.
And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
Well, do you guys want the good, the bad, or the ugly first?
Let's go with the good.
All right. The good is we're all old as hell because Eminem is going to be a grandfather. Yes, the tear-jerking video for the new single Temporary, which is on the rapper's latest album, The Death of Slim Shady, is dedicated to his daughter, Haley Jade,
I watched this.
who has surprised her dad at the end of the video by giving him a Lions jersey that reads Grandpa on the back and a photo of her ultrasound. So Slim Shady is Grandpa Slim from here on out. So
Welcome to the
congrats them.
club.
In the the good, this is bad and ugly, and we hate this for Moon especially because I've been in my Dave Grohl hole because he cheated on his wife and is having a baby with some other woman. Now we find out Garth Brooks has been accused of sexual assault and battery in a lawsuit that was filed yesterday in L.A. So here's what's being reported so far. A longtime makeup artist and stylist for Trisha Yearwood and Garth alleged that Garth raped her during a work trip in 2019. The lawsuit was filed under a name Jane Doe to keep her anonymity. She's been working for Trisha since 1999, but in 2017, she started working for Garth as well. And apparently the lawsuit itself is incredibly graphic. She alleges that he sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions. It's also being alleged that John Doe, or Garth Brooks, went to federal court in Mississippi recently in order to stop the lawsuit from becoming public.
So that was last month. So in mid-September, there were reports of, and I'd seen this, they were saying a big star, before we knew it was Garth Brooks, a big star had gone to court to try to keep this
from getting out?
Not from getting out, but to keep it from getting out and dismissing the charges altogether, saying that if this story got out, it would cause irreparable harm to the star.
Also implied that it was being extorted for millions of dollars to make it go away, and he refuses to pay hush money because
John Doe said that.
Here's more.
And I read that,
and they said if we pay hush money, that's saying that admitting I'm guilty, and I'm absolutely not guilty.
So in a statement submitted to Deadline last night, Garth Brooks strongly denied the allegations again. He said, "For the last 2 months, I have been hassled to no end with threats, lies, and tragic tales of what my future would be if I did not write a check for many millions of dollars. It had been like having a loaded gun waved in my face." He went on to say that he refuses to pay hush money because it meant that he was admitting to behavior that he didn't do. He ended the statement with, quote, "I trust the system, I do not fear the truth, and I am not the man they have painted me to be."
Oh, they're saying it wasn't Garth, it was Chris Gaines.
Oh,
this changes everything.
Yeah, I don't necessarily
have a comeback.
I don't necessarily trust the system, but you know what? I mean, people ask me like what I think. What I think is, I hope the truth is truly found and justice is served.
I hope it's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, but
Tom Segura's feed is probably blowing up though.
Oh, well, Tom Segura started the whole thing that Garth Brooks has bodies.
You've been trolling him for years.
Oh, my.
Bodies on his property.
Where the body said he's like, that guy's a sociopath. Something's going to come out about that guy.
all I know is where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's usually, people are patterns, and there's a history of things, and other things will come to light if they're there, and if they're not, they won't.
Well, the whole funny thing about Tom Segura's bit with there are bodies on, Garth Brooks' properties, because he's been pretty squeaky clean.
Yeah. They were talking about his eyes. He's got crazy eyes.
Oh.
And that he looks like he probably murders people hunts people on his property.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll find out more.
We'll know.
3 Days Grace have announced that the original singer-guitarist Adam Gontier has rejoined the band, and current singer Matt Walst is still sticking around too. On Wednesday, the band posted an audio message to their social media, with Gontier leaving a message for Walst saying that he was going to be late getting to the studio. Both singers released a statement about the new arrangement, and this is good, So Matt Walst is brothers with the bassist Brad Walst, and has been, replacing Gontier for all these years, since like 2013. And so it's kind of cool that the band will have two singers. We don't really know what that's going to look like, but fans are excited.
Yeah, well, I was reading about bands that took back old members, but didn't throw out the replacements. So, for example, when Foo Fighters, Pat Smear left, I think Chris Shiflett came in.
Yes.
Pat Smear came back. They didn't throw Chris Shiflett out.
Yeah, that's good.
Taking Back Sunday, they had a guitar player leave and a bass player leave, and two people come in, and then when the old guys came back, they booted them.
Oh.
They booted the new guys.
And that happens every once in a while. Like, look at, Guns N' Roses. Actually, didn't they kept Richard Fortus.
For a little while.
And because he was Izzy's replacement. But when Slash came back.
They just added more guitars.
No, when Slash came back, didn't they throw out somebody that was already playing guitar?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Guns N' Roses.
Speaking of rock and roll, the Hall of Fame induction ceremony is coming up on October 19th. We now know more details if you're interested. Slash, Sammy Hagar, Demi Lovato, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad Smith will now be joined by Kelly Clarkson in honoring Foreigner as they're inducted in Cleveland. Ozzy Osbourne has announced Jack Black will induct him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, saying, "Jack invited my family to the School of Rock movie premiere in 2002. I've always been a big fan of his. Jack is one of the few great actors that is also a genuine rock and roller and not acting the part." They'll be paying tribute to Ozzy with Billy Idol, Maynard James Keenan, and Jelly Roll as well. So it doesn't look like Ozzy will be performing. Motley Crue announced their Vegas residency that kicks off in March at the Dolby Live Park MGM, and this will be... They've had 2 other residencies in Vegas, so this will be their 3rd one. Tickets for all 11 shows go on sale October 11th. Stevie Nicks is joining the Kelsey Holiday Fun for the 3rd year in a row. Jason Kelsey, a former NFL lineman, will release a holiday album called A Philly Special Christmas Party with former Eagles teammates, and so Stevie Nicks will be joining in on that. You're excited? I saw you
They've
wished
been doing
them
that.
congrats.
Yeah, it's been doing that, what, how long now?
I have no idea, but I just thought it was hilarious. I was just like, man, what if Jason Kelsey and Stevie Nicks dated? He's like, oh, you have Taylor Swift? I'll see your Taylor Swift, and I'll raise you a Stevie Nicks.
There you go.
What a Thanksgiving for Donna Kelsey.
Hell yeah. In TV news, That 90s Show is not being renewed for a 3rd season. They're going to shop other outlets, but as of right now, it is toast. Riz covered this already. Joker is out in theaters. Also, White Bird, that's the Helen Mirren movie where she plays a grandmother and shares stories about kindness and how it helped her survive the Holocaust. Monster Summer is this nostalgic adventure movie about a kid who teams up with a retired cop, played by Mel Gibson, to solve a mystery of why some of his classmates are acting like traumatized zombies.
Oh, that's out this weekend?
That is Monster Summer. And also in movie news, after 3 years after the fatal shooting, Rust is going to have its world premiere at a film festival next month.
I can't believe they still made that movie.
I agree. I think this is really strange. Like, everybody's going to be thinking about the death and the problems that went into it, and it's going to ruin everything.
That Alec Baldwin was filming when shot the cinematographer.
Yes.
I cannot believe they finished that movie.
Right.
Wild. I mean, is it that good of a movie?
Right.
Now, listen, I get that people still want to get paid and they were working.
People were working.
Yeah.
But still, I think the whole controversy surrounding the like, hey man, let's
they finished The Crow.
Yeah, they finished The Crow and
we just know the
Poltergeist
headlines
and all that.
We only know the headlines.
But not when the star killed one of the accidentally or not.
No, I guess it's a reverse thing. But I mean, when Brandon Lee died, they used like CGI to finish the movie. I guess it was like, do they see it as like a tribute to her of like she worked on this? It's her last thing she worked on. She was the cinematographer.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
You're going to be wondering every time the gun shoots in that movie, was this the scene that took her out?
Well, how much was filmed already? It seemed like
I'm
the
sure they're not
majority
going to
of it.
use that footage.
I don't know. I always thought that Brandon Lee, the scene that he died in, they used. It's the shoot up
Did they?
scene. Yeah, like they used a body double to finish it to make it look cohesive, but I feel like they left the scene in whenever he.
I don't know if they left the take where he got shot.
Right.
But they did. I mean, the scene's there.
That's far darker than
that's
than
wild.
this one, right?
You think so? With Brandon Lee dying?
Yeah, if they use the actual
Well, if they
scene
use the
from
actual
it?
scene, yes. But that's an accident on set, and this could, this, by all means, an accident as well. But the star killed somebody, and there was such a big this controversy around this movie.
But I mean, there was trials. The gal, the armorer, was found guilty. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean,
it just seems different. It just seems different to me.
I might have that wrong. They say in the scene, Brandon Lee's character is shot and killed by the character Funboy. And Funboy isn't in the scene that I thought it was. I thought it was the end scene where they're all in the conference room and like he's killed pretty much everybody, but
well, now I don't have to see it.
Skank. Anyway, in comedy news, I love Ali Wong. You guys ever watch her specials on Netflix?
No.
I love her.
I know
Hilarious.
she is. I've never.
She's got a new Netflix special coming out called Single Lady. It's premiering October 8th. It's her 4th original Netflix special, and it's going to feature musings from the comedian about her post-divorce life and her quest for love following the separation of her longtime husband. Her content for her comedy had everything to do with her husband. Like, she was pregnant in Baby Cobra.
Pregnant twice.
She's pregnant twice, which is awesome to see this adorable woman pregnant and still just like, not that pregnant women aren't funny, but like getting up there, you just don't see pregnant women doing comedy specials normally. They are funny. But her humor and a lot of her storytelling was about her husband. And so I'm interested to now know Ali Wong, post-husband, no baby.
They're not
in her
funny.
belly.
They're scary.
Well, you should check it out. Again, Ali Wong, Single
It is
Lady.
an interesting flip. I will say that. Because I was always, that was kind of her thing. Was like, oh, the thing that made her stand out was like she did these specials while pregnant, talking about
Pregnancy
and marriage and all these things, and then they got divorced.
Nothing more.
And she's dating someone pretty famous, right? Didn't she start dating?
I love nothing more than a comedy special about pregnancy.
Dude,
this weekend.
She's
Bill
very
Hader.
long.
That's who she was dating.
Bill Hader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they both were divorced and dating pretty quickly.
Yeah. Record Store Day's Black Friday releases have been announced. Record Store Day is going to be November 29th. Just put that on your calendar. You can go to recordstoreday.com. And finally, because Joker is hitting theaters today, TheRinger.com ranked the top clowns in pop culture. No politicians on this list.
Okay. Pennywise.
Pennywise, number 2.
Number 2. Who is more of a bozo?
Bozo, number 9.
Ronald McDonald.
Number 7.
Clownvis.
Clownvis, not on the list.
That's a
This list is
travesty.
trash.
So we have not hit on the number 1 clown.
Krusty.
The Joker is number 1.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, Krusty, great.
Yeah,
Krusty the Clown, number 4.
All right.
You guys are killing it.
Bozo.
Bozo's
I already
number
said
9.
bozo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You bozo.
Was it?
I was
what
looking
the
at Bally
wrestler?
Wong.
Think scary, other scary
Blinko or-
clowns.
Oh, the scary clowns.
Oh, the Terrifier.
Terrifier, Art the Clown, number 10.
Art the
The
clown.
little clown from Poltergeist 2 that was under the bed that made me pee the bed a couple times because I wouldn't get up.
Not on the list, but should be.
Clowns from Outer Space.
That is number 8.
Are those movies
Killer
any
Clowns?
good, by the
Yeah.
way?
Killer Clowns.
That
Thank you.
movie was
Terrifier
so
thing?
bad.
It's trash.
The Terrifier
I'm
movies?
so sick of hearing about them.
It is scary looking.
Well, the first one was
good.
like low budget.
Are they good?
Yes.
The new one makes people.
If you
throw
like
up.
80s style gore, then they're good.
What other clowns were we missing?
You're missing 3, 5, and 6.
3.
Ronald McDonald.
I already said that.
Oh, I'm listening.
Generic rodeo clown.
No, these clown. Well, actually, speaking of
Zach
Clownvis.
Galifianakis?
Speaking of Clownvis, Insane Clown Posse is number 6.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just lump him in there with them.
Number 3. Give us a hint.
Old school, very old.
Old.
Black and white, silent.
Silent
Charlie
clown.
Chaplin?
Charlie Chaplin is number 3.
Oh yeah.
And then number 5 is Harley Quinn.
How dare you?
I don't know if Charlie Chaplin would.
Charlie
Charlie
Quinn doesn't
Chaplin.
count, right?
Mime?
Charlie Chaplin.
Was it Miming or something?
Yeah, I thought he was a mime. I don't know. I didn't make the list, man.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Dakota Johnson is 35. Alicia Silverstone is 48. Liev Schreiber is 57. AC Green, former NBA superstar, is 61. John Cicada is 63. David W. Harper, that's Jim Bob Walton on the Waltons, is 63. Chris Lowe, the instrumental half of Pet Shop Boys, is 65. Russell Simmons is 67. Christoph Waltz, you know this dude from Spectre and Django Unchained, and of course,
Gets the pass.
he's Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards. Christoph Waltz is 68. Linda McMahon, former CEO of WWE, is 76. Susan Sarandon is 78, and Clifton Davis, he wrote the Jackson 5 hit Never Can Say Goodbye and starred in the 70s sitcom That's My Mama and 80s sitcom Amen. Clifton Davis is 79 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Tammy Ann. And today's birthday girl's been in 235 fine films, including Anal Al's Adventures, Ass Master 5, Bud Hunt 3 and 15, in a movie called Butt Motors, Debbie Does Dallas, again, Intercourse with the Vampire 1 and 2, The Naked Fugitive, Scott's favorite, The Violation of Felicia,
Whoa.
It's a sweet movie.
and Who Can Forget a Role in 2006's Spank You Very Much. Tammy Ann is 53 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we will take a very quick break. We'll come back with this week's E-memorium. It's 8:01. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right-hand shoulder closed due to a stall vehicle 270 eastbound just before 270. Your point forecast beautiful throughout the weekend. Today a high of 84. Right now it's 63 at the Point Studio.
This is Rizzuto. Not only is he rich, but he also has a lot of money. And he's looking to invest in the next big idea.
Hi, my name is Riz, and I have a lot of money. I mean, almost too much money. So I'm looking to invest, and I've asked the fellas to come on down to my office and pitch me their ideas. Do they have what it takes to be in the biz?
Meet King Scott. By day, he's the producer of the #1 morning show in St. Louis. But by night, he's not at.
It's time for you to swing by First Community because, as you've probably heard, the Federal Reserve Bank has dropped rates. And yes, that means that maybe deposit rates may not be as good as they were earlier this year, but it's not too late. You've not missed out. And if you got money just sitting around, you're hiding under your bed or you're buried in the backyard or whatever, what are you doing? It's time to invest that. And with as little as $500, you can open a certificate of deposit and you earn a great, great rate. And unlike most high-risk investments, your money is completely safe because it's guaranteed. So, and here's another thing that's awesome. If you don't want to tie your money up, you should consider a money management account. The more you invest, the higher the rate, and the best part is there's no monthly charge. So your money is completely accessible to you. So whatever you do, do something with your money, put it to work for you. That's why you got to go to First Community, and they make it very easy to do banking with them because they have over 40 locations throughout the area, and they have, I think it's almost 19 Walmart locations that are open 7 days a week. So go do your banking with the absolute best. That's First Community. They will make your money grow for you. Go to First Community. That's firstcommunity.com.
Bum, bum, bum. Hi from the outside. I mustard called 1,000 times to say I'm sorry for all things that you've done. I tried to call you, but you were not home. No, you weren't home.
So way back Point Fest, we are backstage with The Urge, and we just learned a very valuable lesson. That when the microphone says mute, that means that they can't hear Steve.
It's mute. That is not working.
That is not working.
That ain't happening.
Boy, oh boy. So we found out so far that I'm sweaty, the microphones don't work. We are off to a bang upstart here, gentlemen. A bang upstart.
We got that out of the way now.
Well, I very much appreciate you guys chatting, and Bill, especially you, man. You're what did you do to the back?
Oh, Doc says I have a herniated disc. I don't know. That's
big deal.
Oh yeah.
Out there playing.
It's gonna be. I don't. Do you
He's
remember?
gonna drink his way
Yeah.
through.
Do you
He was
remember
doing triple
16
Lindy's and
Candles?
stuff.
Yes.
Like Joan Cusack in 16 Candles. This is gonna be kind of my stage move today.
Nice. The doctor told him book some more Urge shows, and then then we'll look at it.
Yeah, might be slightly less energetic than usual. But
You know, one thing that I've been paying attention to that's not necessarily Urge related, your photography that you have been taking on IG is really something else, man. If you don't follow Bill, you really should, man.
Oh, nice.
Well, because you guys were just in San Francisco and you
Yeah.
took some beautiful shots.
That was we got to go tour a winery and everything was fun. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
very good.
That's
No,
awesome.
no, it's all good. I think that's one of the fascinating things about you guys is you're all very different individuals. And so when I hear from various members from time to time that sometimes it takes a little while for Urge business to get done, I'm not surprised by this.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I think so.
Yeah,
but that's
phrase.
But that's an all right thing, and that's probably a very healthy thing for where you guys are right now. You know what I'm
like
saying?
each other personally. It makes it hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't look like you like each other at all.
We had to figure out who's going to sit next to who.
Well, here's what I would like, and I'm very demanding. But how does it feel is really great. It's getting such a great reaction, and we talked about that when you guys were in last week.
Thank you, Ben.
We want more. We want more. We want more soon. We want more like that.
I know.
Bet.
This is my serious journalistic face. What do we got to do to make this happen,
We
gentlemen?
got a bunch of jams.
Yeah?
We got
a bunch.
Do I need to go to work for you guys?
And we have some covers as well. We could probably finish up. We have a couple of covers we did which were fun, but we got 4 or 5 other original tunes that are pretty much done.
Well, the Feel Good Inc. cover, I thought that had been rumored to be something that you guys might release for a while.
We recorded it.
Yeah.
And,
we may release it eventually.
It's awesome.
Might remix it and try to release it.
And what a great cover for you guys to do.
It's a cool song.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
a very cool song. I'm actually getting to see those guys for the first time in a few weeks.
Matthias and Gadase kicked some ass on that.
Oh, yeah.
track. Yeah, so it's
who are you talking about?
I'm going to see the Gorillas in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Donnie?
I'm going to ACL to see them in Texas. The same week,
nice.
I'm going to see those guys, Jay-Z, and Run the Jewels twice.
A couple weeks.
Hello, and barbecue on top of that.
Yes.
So the feedback on the song has been great so far, and people are really loving it. Playing it for the first time today. I know you guys are very particular and you're perfectionists. So have you practiced it 1,000 times? You're like ready? Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say that it's.
Please let me in on the sarcasm, please.
It's way better now than it was when we first started practicing.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's
tight. It's tight. Generally speaking, our set consists of songs we've been playing for 25 years. And then we write a song and we go, this is cool. And then you record it. You don't play it again.
Right.
And then we're like, oh, we have to remember how this goes, Well, not to mention, we do a bunch of vocal stuff, then we have to work it out live.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I always find it fascinating, too.
And this guy, we're singing. It's cool.
I love watching you guys on stage when somebody screws up because you make that smile, and I can't figure out what the hell that you guys are smiling about. Yeah. And then afterwards,
It's plumbing, heating, cooling, and energy experts. Of course, I'm wearing the Anton's hat because I'm a fan. I am a client, customer. But of course, they also have given money to our October Man of Many Hats. All the money going over to Cardinal Glen. So huge thank you to Anton's, not only for helping me out in my life and my family and the efficiencies in my home, but of course our community right here. And Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy Experts, they're all about world-class service and making sure that everyone has total indoor comfort. In fact, ask them about their Heroes program, where they're providing total indoor comfort for first responders and military folks. Anton's is just amazing, and right now, you can save 25% before 2025 and get an additional $4,800 off of a new system when you choose Anton's. That in itself is amazing. Call them. You can even book your service right there and see some of the financing options right on the website antonshvac.com. Again, this is who I trust in my home for all of my systems: my water heater, my heating and air system, my plumbing, and I've even had an energy audit to find the inefficiencies in my home and get that stuff corrected. They've saved me so much money in the long run. antonshvac.com, antonshvac.com.
It's a nerve-wracking day. What? You guys and Queens of the Stone Age, back-to-back interviews. I'm already a high-strung person. Whew. I can't wait to have a beer when this is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
You don't need to worry about us.
Well, yeah, but I do, though, because, see, here's where...
All right, before we get to the E-memorium, I want to talk about tipping for a second.
Okay, man. I just like how you're holding your hand up with this.
Let me just park here for a moment.
Yeah.
I think we should start asking for tips, honestly, because it seems like everybody else is.
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'll put my PayPal out there.
We'll just put it out. I'm just thinking we'll put a bucket outside. If you're driving on Olive past City Place, just swing on through, just drop a couple quarters in.
Yeah.
Right on.
There's an iPad out there, and I'm going to flip it to you and say, it's going to ask you a question before you say goodbye.
15, 20, 40%.
Yes, or custom.
No, I'm serious. I'm going to put I'm going to get a Home Depot bucket and I'll put it out there and say tips for the Riz Show.
Orange bucket.
And just when you swing by, just a handful of change, no iPad, nothing. Just
we'll take
throw
the loose change, man.
Yeah, just throw some loose change in there.
Moon and I were talking as we were walking in. People got cash they don't know what to do with. Nobody's using cash anymore, so just put that in the bucket.
Yeah. Let us handle your cash. You don't need that. You're not using
I don't
that
want
anyway.
cash. Just throw your loose change in. It's going to add up after a while.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to get off topic of tipping, but something that was interesting was hearing all cashless society stuff, man. Like having cash on you. Everybody bags on you with the hurricanes. People were saying you can't. Once the electricity went down, it's like the world went into chaos. Like you couldn't check into hotels. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you couldn't use your credit cards because they didn't have systems to run you. So you couldn't book a room when you needed to. So keep that cash on.
Oh yeah, well that's a very good point.
Cash is king.
That's a good point. But on the tipping front, a new poll looked at the top people that we refuse to tip, even if a credit card machine asks us to. Tell me. Who does America say, I ain't tipping? I don't care if you turn that thing around and it says no tip, custom tip, 20%, 15%. I refuse outright. What did America say?
Drive-thrus.
Fast food workers were number 3 on this list. 53% of people polled would not tip them ever.
Pharmacist?
No.
Weird flex.
Pickup. This is all industries?
All industries.
Dentists.
82% of people said, nope, I will never tip this person.
DMV.
No.
Car wash? No.
I mean, it
we
has
do
to be
not.
something reasonable.
Has to be something reasonable. Yeah,
Doctors.
dentist, no. No, I don't think that's reasonable.
Are we on the right track?
you
with
give us
these?
Construction
hint?
workers?
Scott was kind of close.
Wait, what
Scott
did
was
he
in
say?
the industry. He said DMV.
So IRS or something?
The IRS. Yes, your local IRS agent, yes.
Oh, the court clerk. Oh, yeah.
Mechanics.
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 Oh, yeah, I was going to say oil change.
Mechanics. 82% say, I will never tip a mechanic.
Let me ask you this. This is good because we're on topic. As you know, I've been getting my deck rebuilt, and this is the week that it got finished. And I brought up tipping to my husband. I said, do we tip? You know, these two guys have been working their asses off, Brandon and Aaron. They pretty much have lived with us for the last month. Love them. Did excellent work. And he goes, tip it. He's like, we're paying all this money. I'm like, yeah. So what did I do? I went to Target yesterday.
You bought them something nice?
I did. I bought them 2 boxes each of a liquid IV, which, as you would
That's
maybe know, is
very
expensive.
generous.
And I wrote a hand note, and I said, thank you so much for building us a beautiful deck.
Did one of them ask for the cash equivalent?
No, but I mean, it would have been like $20, but because
Tip for building a deck.
I while they were building it on a couple of those hot days we've had, I went on like, do you guys need anything? And they're like, nah. And I go, do you want some liquid IV? And they said yes. And I gave them the liquid IV that I had my stash in, so I knew they liked that.
Just so you know, tipping a contractor for building a deck is not required, but it's a kind way to show appreciation for their work.
No, we also
if they go above and beyond.
We did go out and like they had a trash can of like water bottles and stuff, and we emptied that for them and tried to be nice.
So generous.
Look at that. You took out
We
the
tried to be, and I was like, I asked them if they needed anything every day.
Oh, cool. So they're going to take their your generosity and put it in an envelope and pay their electric bills, right?
I know. Should I give them like some
Does Amron take generosity as payment?
Yeah,
Somebody else's generosity?
Man.
I'm going to go give some cash out after work today.
It's a squiggly
can't
border.
deal with this.
It's a squiggly border, though. Because remember the gas folks were over the other day, and they said they were going to change something out, and it was going to cost me money. And then they're like, oh, no, it was paid for, blah, blah, blah. And then they stood there for a second. I didn't know what to do, and I brought it in here, and you all said that, no, it's all good. They're not supposed to get that or something. But, like... But then again, that was at the same time that Heron Landscaping was doing my wall, and they built this beautiful wall, a thing that I've had trouble with for years. And,
and by the way, I'm not saying if any of this stuff is right or wrong. I'm just saying America is like, no, mechanics do not get a tip. Concession stand workers at sporting events, no, you do not get a tip. The $12 hot dog just stings too much. And now you want more out of me?
Everything stings.
Yeah, but they're not getting the $12.
Doesn't matter.
You tip
But
those
it doesn't
guys.
matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? They're out in the heat.
I'm just saying perception is like, I'm already paying this much, now you want a tip?
Well, that's any sort of build and big bill then. If the $12 if we're not paying tip on $12 hot dog, how my $400 engine rebuild or whatever the hell it is, not tipping on that.
I'm just saying the top people we refuse to tip. I'm not saying this. This is America.
Well, typically, so here's how I see it. It's usually like who's setting the price. Hot dog guy ain't setting the price. Smoothie King gal ain't setting the price. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to help them out. The tip is to that particular person.
When you're already seeing a high bill for something, it is going to affect you shelling out more money.
100%, yeah, high bill. But typically, the high bill items that you're talking about are coming to me from the person that's getting sending me the invoice, getting the cash. Kind of changes the tone of it, doesn't it?
Sure. Yes, but when you are at a sporting event and you see that you're paying $50 for 2 hot dogs and a beer.
You're not going to just kick $1 or $2 to the person that brought it to you?
Maybe I will. But somebody else already seeing a high bill says, I'm not going to throw any more money down.
Right.
Here's the thing. So a new survey asked Americans how many times they've tipped for services when they think they didn't, when they didn't think it was necessary. And the average response was 40 times.
If you're a people pleaser, double that. That's 80 times.
80 times. 60% of people say they're fed up with being asked to tip for different services at various businesses. And around the same percentage feel pressure to tip. And tipping fatigue is dragging down the average tip.
I'll say this. Bull Rush is no longer here in St. Louis, which is a great travesty. This is a great restaurant. Expensive. It was the whole experience. But they built it. They paid their workers fair wages. You paid up front. There was no tipping involved. Everything was just up front. And it was almost like a kindness. I'm sure they built in some of the tipping, like 20% into the price.
They still ask. I've been to Bull Rush. They still ask if you want to leave more.
But you don't have to. And they don't require that.
I always
there's
feel
like
like
an
that's a
esteem
trap.
about it.
Well, it's always a trap.
I always feel like that's a trap.
The nice thing is those iPads used to have the 20, 30, 40 or custom. I will say, and I become admittedly addicted to these stupid ass Smoothie King smoothies. I'm probably having 2 or 3 a week. It's just so dumb.
Look at you.
But I will say, at least their tipping thing has a little 10%, and that's helped me. It's like $1.10 or something.
I never do it.
Thanks for putting stuff in a blender for me.
I never go left though.
But say what?
I never go to that one. I always go to the middle one.
Well,
Oh no, it's
Well,
10%. I mean, it's gonna kill me if I keep buying this stuff.
Just, before we get off the rails, because tipping fatigue is a thing, it is dragging down the average tip. So 38% of people say they usually tip restaurant servers 20% or more, but that's down from 43% 2 years ago. And 30% say they usually tip 10% or less, which is up from 19% in 2022.
Yeah, but they're again, we're tipping 10% or less on things that if you were to ask us, is this necessary? I would say no, this is not necessary.
As a whole,
but I feel I need to do
but
it.
even what they're saying in the stuff we used to tip all the time, it's taking down the average amount we're leaving.
Mark says if I'm standing for a purchase, I usually don't tip.
Standing for a purchase. Well, that's a good rule, I guess. I mean,
the more you know.
Listen, tip jars may seem like they're everywhere now, but that's not really the biggest problem. A lot of unconventional places had them off to the side as an option.
Yeah,
if you
they've
wanted to
always been
give extra for an exceptional experience or complicated request, it's the touch screens for credit card purchases, which often make you choose a tip amount or select zero tip, which makes people feel a little bit more uncomfortable than a jar in the background.
Can I say this about credit card technology? At first, I liked the touch, the little, what is it called? The little tap?
Yeah, the chip.
It's cool. I like it. But also, I don't like it. I feel like I want a little bit more action when I'm swiping my card.
What
There's
in
something
the
about,
world?
remember back in the 80s when people were still like going to Macy's and
And the
look,
actual machine?
Yeah, and it would like take an imprint of your
With the carbon copy?
Yeah.
No, you know
no,
why
the
the
lines
tap
are
is
getting
great?
shorter.
Because you're not putting your card in anything, and it's a less of a chance of the skimmer.
I don't know.
And it's faster. Those milliseconds are adding up, and the line is shorter.
I understand.
So my kids are making tips these days, and I still don't know because every time I ask them, they don't know, and they're not asking the right questions here. But when I'm tipping via the 10% button or the 20% button or whatever the heck it may be, are they paying taxes on that? Is the old cash jar better because they're not paying taxes on that?
Of course, cash is always better.
Well, I'm just asking. Like, I mean, in a
anything that goes on a check is traceable.
Huh?
Anything that goes onto a check is traceable.
That's why if you're going to tip, try to plan to have cash just so.
Right. So if you really want to do the best,
Yeah, they
you
can
put the cash in
their
the jar.
pocket.
They get more,
They can actually put the cash in their pocket.
So
They get that money.
Yeah, I keep telling the kids because they're cleaning house with these tips, man. I've totally changed my view on tips. I am pro tips, guys.
Pro tip.
Everybody should tip out there. Come on with your stinginess. It's ridiculous.
I love playing a show and we put our tip jar out.
Your
and
kids can
give
handle
tips.
themselves.
Yeah, they are handling themselves, but they're coming home with wads of cash, and it's pretty sweet. And I'm like, guys, you need to ask if you're paying taxes on that. You need to math that out and save this, dudes. Trying to have this conversation.
Put it in your pocket. Don't tell anybody about it.
Yeah, it's the American way.
No. That's not how it works. They're getting paid out at the end of the day based on their tips. It's all coming through the system. Nobody's giving them cash.
You can't trust the system.
What?
I'm fighting against it.
Yeah, man.
Rage, bro.
I'm
rage.
raging against it. Don't tell anyone about that cash.
Yeah,
It's in
just
your pocket.
this is like the last American secret that we IRS doesn't know.
Law-abiding citizens.
No, stop it.
Trying to do our
Teach your
part
kids the right thing to do.
for the middle
Which
class.
is put it in a Folgers can and bury it in the backyard.
That's right, Cincinnati. That is correct.
That's smart.
We'll segue.
All right, Rafe Williams, it's time for this week's E-memorium.
Indeed. The E-memorium is a lot like the Oscars In-memorium for those of you just tuning in or tuning out. Some of you don't like this segment. That's okay, too. It's where we say goodbye to people we lost this week, either through emails, things we discussed on the show, messages, or just psychopaths who send us messages out of the blue. Either way, everyone's up for induction into the E-memorium, brought to you by the Inskip Law Firm. Your future, our priority. Let's get it started because we got a lot of dead people this week to get through.
We do. Like actual
RIPs were very heavy this week. So let's start with, on a lighter note, the opposite of that. We say goodbye to Riz's mortality. That's right. Riz now thinks he is immortal after he quantum leaped through space and time. In an attempt to impress his wife with his perceived manliness, he decided to change his Jeep's battery and inadvertently created an industrial-strength arc welder out of a socket set that had not seen the light of day since he opened it Christmas Day morning 1998.
Wow.
Now, he claims to have disrupted our timeline and fractured the quantum realm when he idiotically touched the positive lead with the metal handle while tightening the bolt on the negative lead, turning himself into a human X-ray, blowing the shirt off his back, much like the final scene in Deadpool and Wolverine, minus Madonna's Like a Prayer and Hugh Jackman's six-pack. And after riding the Blue Dragon balls first through the drywall in the garage, much like the opening sequence of the long-forgotten 1988 Jerry O'Connell vehicle, My Secret Identity, look that up, Riz now believes he is imbued with all the same superpowers as Magneto, Duncan MacLeod, Sam Beckett, K-Pax, the Toxic Avenger, Martha Stewart, RoboCop, the Kid from Powder, and the faceless torso of the nanny from the Muppet Babies cartoon.
I'm not going to lie to you. That Sunday, last Sunday, I was checking to see if I did have superpowers. Honestly,
Outstanding.
I tried to shoot webs out of my wrists.
And?
You've been doing this in the hallway all week. It's been
I saw
very
you bringing a
unsettling.
mop around, too.
You're pointing at cars, hoping they would just start.
Or crumpling.
Mm-hmm. And he got all that for the low cost of his cardiovascular health, his eyebrows, and the respect of his wife.
Yeah, I probably took a couple years off my life, honestly.
So now he tries to impress her by bending silverware with his mind at the dinner table, claiming his powers, quote, don't work if other people are watching, end quote, before grabbing a spoon and obviously bending it with his hands when his family looks away. It's sad, but regardless of what may be factually true, it's easier not to argue, so congrats on your immortality and bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank you, Rafe.
Let's do some quick hitters here. Couples with joint Facebook accounts. Sorry we upset you if you're under the age of 85 with a joint Facebook account because one of you cheated and now you can't have Facebook Messenger no more, all right? It's not our fault, Chad and Melissa at Facebook.com. Bye-bye. Next up, Salt Death. We killed Salt Life. We admit it. We mentioned it on the show, and the company went bankrupt. All right? We mentioned it on the air, leaving nothing but the salty tears of people in landlocked states who have completely lost their sense of misplaced identity. Salt Life isn't a brand, man. It's a lifestyle. Bye-bye. This one hurts to say out loud. But next up, Uncle Bill's Pancake House. We lost an icon of STL that's been serving up breakfast, secondhand smoke, and hepatitis C since 1963.
God bless it.
God damn it, we hate to see you go. I put out an eagle call for Kevin McKernan to become the king of South City. Bye, Uncle Bill's. But if that doesn't take, we have to say goodbye on October 8th. So get in there and get your Hep C while it's hot. Bye-bye, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, this weekend.
I know.
This is it.
Last weekend.
I'm going. Next up, Michael Montgomery Gentry. Some of you guys don't know about this, but Moon and I do. We had a very concerned email from a listener, Michael, who was perplexed during the celebrity birthday segment when Moon wished country music duo Montgomery Gentry's Eddie Montgomery a happy birthday and joked that he didn't know which member of Montgomery Gentry he was. Luckily, Michael was able to come to Moon's rescue and let him know, and I quote in an email, "Not sure if you're aware, but there's only one member of Montgomery Gentry left living. Troy Gentry died in a helicopter accident years ago, so it was obviously Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry."
Thank you.
Sometimes emails give us the hero we need to set us straight. Thank you, Michael, for letting that joke go way over your head. That's something to be proud of. That's a joke you can hang your hat on. So R.I.P. Troy Gentry and R.I.P. Moon's confusion. Bye-bye. And finally, my 45th year on planet Earth.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
My 46th birthday was this past Monday, and I'm going to be honest with you guys in a moment of vulnerability. It was a tough one. One of my heroes, Chris Christopherson, had passed away over the weekend, and when someone you admire who's larger than life dies, it forces you to confront your own existence sometimes. I woke up on Monday thinking about a Chris Christopherson song called The Last Thing to Go. that speaks to mortality when he references the great featherweight boxer named Willie Pabst, who once said of aging, the first thing to go is your legs, then it's your reflexes, then it's your friends. But love is the last thing to go. This forced me to reflect on a life that is most likely half over. I'm closer to 50 than 40, and that kind of effed me up in my brain. There's more sand in the bottom of the hourglass for me now than the top. Have I accomplished enough? Have I done enough with my life? Have I loved enough people? I feel like I have so much love left to give in so little time. This is the thought I had running through my brain as I drove to work Monday morning. Sad. Having a hard time with it. But then I arrive at work and my co-host turned back the clock by gifting me a snakeskin shirt a la Doug Mutabi, because my partner was helping me deal with my existential birthday crisis by whisking me away to Chicago concert of an artist that I had no interest in whatsoever in seeing. Charlie XCX. And nothing alleviates the long shadow of the Grim Reaper in your brain and makes you feel young again, like being the oldest guy at a concert for 15-year-old girls and every twink in Boys Town.
It's true.
I looked like an undercover cop dad there to spy on his daughter and make sure her whale tail wasn't showing. And everybody let me know it. And during a portion of the concert where Charlie's opener, Troye Sivan, was on his knees with a shirtless man with washboard abs, presenting the microphone like an erect phallus for him to sing a song about booty holes into, I just couldn't help but envision my songwriting hero, who wrote eloquent, simple prose about principles, character, and the downtrodden, gathering the other highwaymen, Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash, and the three of them standing on a cloud to check in with his number one fan on his birthday. I imagine Chris gathering the other two and saying, "Boys, let's check in on old Rafe to see how he's doing, since Willie is the only highwayman left." He's probably sitting at home, sad in the dark, listening to our profound and timeless contributions to music and culture. Let's take a little peek of what he's up to. What in a ham sandwich? Waylon, cover your eyes! But I must say, Charlie XCX concert, I had a good time. I went from Rat Boy Summer to Brat Boy Summer, so here's to 46. And all I could say is 45, bye-bye.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. 45. I scheduled a nap for today. That's where I'm at in my life.
Good for you.
I wrote it in my calendar.
That's cool.
So that's where I am. I wrote it in ink in a calendar that I keep track of business appointments in.
Nap.
That's where I'm at. But now let's get to the real RIPs, because there are a lot of them. First up, Flea Bodine. I know probably some people may not know who this is, but he was a bass player from an Alton band called Judge Nothing. And they were on the First Point Essential CD back in 1994 with a song called Myself and Me. So, R.I.P. Flea Bodine. Then we have Pete Rose, one of the best baseball players of all time.
Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle. Very charismatic and sometimes polarizing character in the world of baseball. Never got into the Hall of Fame because he bet on baseball. He's dead now. Put him in. John Amos from Good Times. He also played Seth in The Beastmaster, which is one of my favorite movies, passed away this week. Dikembe Mutombo. I'll be there. Do you guys remember the cruise commercial with Dikembe Mutombo?
Where he's smacking the
he's
papers?
on the cruise and he's smacking it out. And he's like, "Come to the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there."
He was famous for the finger wag.
He was.
What do you mean?
He was
like that.
He was like 20 feet tall.
Wish.
And also, if you've never watched his, he was on, not Jimmy Fallon. Who's the other Jimmy? Help me out here.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, where he does impressions. It's hilarious because he's just Dikembe Mutombo the whole time. We also lost Frank Fritz from American Pickers. John Ashton from Beverly Hills Cop plays Taggart. Drake Hodgeston from Days of Our Lives passed away. Ken Page, St. Louis native, best known for his role in Lion King.
The voice of the Muni.
Voice of the Muni, Oogie Boogie in Nightmare Before Christmas as well. And finally, I mentioned him earlier in my birthday E-memorium, but Chris Christopherson. This one hit me hard personally. It's weird when someone who seems like they are never going to die passes away. One of my favorite quotes from Chris was, "Tell the truth, sing with passion, work with laughter, love with all your heart, because in the end, that's all that matters." So he also had a song called "The Pilgrim," which he wrote the words. He says they were about Johnny Cash and Dennis Hopper and Chip Gantry and Ramblin' Jack Elliott and a whole bunch of other people, but I think in the end he probably wrote these about himself. He's a poet, he's a picker, he's a prophet, he's a pusher. He's a pilgrim and a preacher and a problem when he's stoned. He's a walking contradiction, partly truth and partly fiction, taking every wrong direction on his lonely way back home. Well, I hope you made it home, Chris. You will be missed. If you want to take a deep dive on Chris Christopherson, listen to his hits, but also listen to a CD-ROM that he made called This Old Road in 2006. It's almost like a journal of a weathered craftsman. He's letting you read his journal entries. It's an excellent, you can listen to it start to finish. I can't recommend it enough. And that concludes How Do People Die? This week's E-memorium, brought to you by the Inskip Law Firm. Your future, our priority. Get an estate plan. Look at how many people died this week. Go get an estate plan from Inskip Law Firm.
That's it, Daddy. Thank you, Rafe. Rafe Williams. This week's E-memorium. Too much left. I thought, yeah, no.
Sounds like it right into the hook.
No. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with this week's batch of Friday fail stories. It's 8:34. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right-hand shoulder closed due to a crash 70 eastbound just before Mid-Rivers Mall Drive. And we have right lane closed and a right-hand shoulder closed now due to a crash 270 northbound just after Tesson Ferry Road. Your point forecast beautiful throughout the entire weekend. Today, high of 84. Right now, it's 64 at the Point Studio.
Wake up! Cause when you gotta go on a table, and then you gotta go on a table, and then you gotta sit on a table, and then you trust in my sip and slide. Those System of Downs, chop suey.
All right, here we are backstage, Wayback Point Fest, with the boys from Lit. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you again.
We're doing great. Good to see you guys.
Okay, first and foremost, I hear that there is illness sweeping through the Lit camp. Can we confirm, deny, what's going on?
I'd rather not use the word sweeping through because it's just one guy at the moment, and luckily we're at the tail end. We got like less than a week left of the tour.
Man, so you're hanging on.
We've been out for over 10 weeks, or about 10 weeks, and that's...
Awareness Month, and over at R&R Tires, R&R Tire Express, they're inviting you to pink up and donate $1 or more at your neighborhood R&R, and there's 4 in our location. You can receive a free gift for doing so, and obviously make a huge difference right here in the community because all proceeds will be donated locally. And guess what? Well, I was going to say the pink tires are on sale, but they don't have pink tires. But what they do have is an incredible website with so many different tire brands and wheel brands that you can choose from, and even put in your vehicle and see exactly what new wheels would look like on your ride. It's such a cool system and way to do things. And in exchange, again, for your support, R&R's offering free tire inspection for the tire that's on your car right now all month long. So if you've been wondering, I'm not sure if my tires are safe, I'm not sure if I need them, well, go into any of those R&R Tire Express locations, donate the $1 and get that free tire inspection. It's incredible. And by the way, if you need new tires, use the code PINK, P-I-N-K, to start with just a $20 down for any in-stock tire set. You can request a quick quote on the website, rnrtires.com/R&R Midwest, to get rolling today. There's no credit needed. Everybody's approved. What are you waiting for? Donate that $1 or more for Breast Cancer Awareness Month at one of the R&R Tire Express locations. Get that free gift and help make an impact. Everybody needs a little R&R. rnrtires.com/R&R Midwest.
Joined by Seether. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you, and thank you for being here with us. The first thing I want to bring to your attention, and I'm sure that you guys don't keep track of this because you have way bigger things to do, but this is your 6th Point Fest, all right? Out of the 30 some odd that we've done, you've done 6 of them. Not to mention birthday shows, Christmas shows. While other rock bands have kind of gone by the wayside, you guys have just been a constant core artist for us. I was looking last night. We have played like 26 different Seether songs in the history of our career, you know, and your career.
Thanks,
and
man.
our career as well. You have just been such an important part of the station as the alternative format goes left and we stay rocking. You guys have been a really big part of that. And I just, as the music director of the radio station, just wanted to say thank you. And I'm sorry, Sean, if you're
That's
getting
fine.
eaten alive by something over there.
I'm making my acquaintance with the local wildlife.
You guys, you guys are celebrating 20 years this year. Is it?
Yeah.
That's a really impressive feat. How, you know, many bands that have been successful still don't make it 20 years. How have you guys been able to do that by your account?
I think we've just basically written stuff that we want to hear. You know, like I love a lot of bands. I love a lot of music styles, and a lot of different types of music. But whenever we write albums, we just stay. I try to stay true to what we like. We like to write stuff that we like to play, and stuff that I like to listen to. So I think really just not adapting to a new flavor of the week kind of sound. There's a couple bands out there that tend to sort of go left and right as the tides move, and that just isn't sincere. I don't think, you know what I mean. I think you have to stay sincere and honest and true to yourself in that sense. And so musically, we just always write stuff that and you also don't want to rehash the same things.
Sure.
So it's great to experiment and try new things, and as long as you don't lose the essence of what the band really is and what the sound is. Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I've wanted to ask you guys for a bit, and I noticed this as well when I was prepping to talk to you guys. You guys release a new record every 3, 4, 5 years. It's not like it's one of those record, out on the road for a year and a half, record again. It doesn't seem to be that kind of cycle. It seems to be spaced out, which says to me that you guys are given the opportunity to maybe take as long as you need when you are writing a record. Is that the case? Do you have the ability to, if it takes you 6 years before the next Seether record, not to say that it would, but would you have the time to do that?
I think contractually we have to deliver one within 18 months of a touring cycle being finished. But that's never really been enforced because we don't really wait that long. I think really what it is you record an album, and then there's 6 months of setup time and interviews and photo shoots and stuff and videos, and then you tour for 18 months to 2 years, and then all you want to do is just take some time off. Because you know when we first started out, we had an album out in 2002, then another one in 2004, then 2005, then 2007, then 9 and 11, I think, and so it was almost it was kind of well, that was also a different record company, so it was a crack the whip, and we would get off the road and basically be expected to have something done within the next couple of 3, 4, and 5 months, and then there would be a little bit less setup time, maybe 3 to 4 months. But you'd be back out if you finished in January, you'd be back on a tour by December, basically.
Well, and I mean, and at that point, I would think, and again, I'm not the creative type. I can't write songs or play anything. I've tried, like to the point that my brother like set down the guitar and was like, maybe you're just not meant to do this. But I would think that that's going to obviously crush creativity if you're on that kind of like. You know, like, or I guess maybe maybe then it pushes it.
I much prefer taking a little bit more time because then I think you can the more songs you have to pick from, the stronger the album can be of 11 or 12 tracks. Because instead of only having 14 written and then having to use 12 of those 14, if you have where we're at now, I think something musically I've finished about 30 songs. And there's maybe 10 more that I'll work on, and then I'll do vocals. So they'll ideally be around 30 full finished tracks to work from, and then you can take the best 11 or 12 from that, which I think then gives you because not every song's good. You know, that's the thing. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't hear that's really bad. Right. Even these guys don't hear the stuff
all the time. Now, did you know that Hoppin' Brothers does so much more than heating and air conditioning? They offer plumbing, drains, and sewer services, and they have for over 12 years now. At Hoppin' Brothers, their team of plumbers and drain experts can handle everything from a backed-up sink or toilet to full sewer line repairs and replacements. Their team is dedicated to providing the options for you and your family that's best going to fix the problem and best financially works for you. They're not going to gouge you. For all your sink and drain and sewer needs, including sewer camera, backup, basement backups, clogged showers, whatever. Sewage smells in your home or more, call the drain and plumbing experts at Hoffman Brothers. Hit up hoffmanbros.com, HOFFMANN bros.com, or call 314-664-3011. That's 314-664-3011. 3011. Hoppin Brothers is a proud independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, it's Blue October at Point Fest.
Hello.
All right.
Sorry, I had to do that.
No, that's all right. You do whatever you need.
We're
The next 10
back.
minutes are all about you.
Hey, Jeff's wife. Just want to say hi, Jeff's wife. Hi, Jeff's daughter. I love y'all.
So, okay, first and foremost, we were talking to Will just a second ago.
To Will, my boy.
Introducing me to Will.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that has become so apparent to me over time in meeting bands and talking to bands is that word chemistry. And how absolutely, positively crucial that is. And you can probably even like someone personally, but maybe not have that same musical connection. And it's got to be all of them.
All right, folks, time for your Friday fail story. All right, so all these people thought they had the perfect plan, but man, somewhere along the line, that plan went completely sideways. And it went from a perfect plan to an Uber, an ultra, dare I say it, mega. Oh, man.
Fail.
Went low.
I did. I have many octaves.
I sing it many octaves. Your Friday Fail Stories are sponsored by
Moritz Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
So, we've all seen rotten kids before, right? Some kids just suck.
That's what I hear.
And if you ever see a rotten kid and ask yourself, why is this kid a douche? I wonder if he gets it from his parents. Well, here we go.
Okay.
A Flagler County, Florida man arrested after attacking deputies who had contacted him to pick up his a-hole kid who was trespassing at a local Walmart. So this happened past Saturday. I don't know why this story got to me. I mean, it infuriated me. So on Saturday, cops responded to multiple reports of a group of kids causing disturbances inside this Walmart. The kids, all under the age of 16, they're riding bikes through the store, they're yelling, they're cursing at customers, they're setting off car alarms. So deputies later found the group recognized several of the kids contacted their parents. One of the parents, 34-year-old Jonah Harrington, arrives at the scene, immediately confronts law enforcement. Jonah runs up to a deputy, shoves him. When two other deputies tried to detain him, he hit one officer on the hand, resisted the efforts of the third deputy to secure him in handcuffs. Ignoring commands to cooperate, Jonah attempted to run away, quickly caught after a brief struggle. The local sheriff commented on the incident saying, quote, "The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We asked parents to pick up their kids because they were causing trouble, but this parent chose to attack our deputies instead. Arrested, charged with 3 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer and aggravated assault for resisting arrest with violence." Failed. What a douche.
Fail.
And your kid is going to be a douche. So you're a failure for being a parent, and you also failed in this particular situation, which I don't know what you thought what the outcome was going to be. Your kid is on a road to being a Hoosier loser for the rest of his life. Way to go, Jonah.
Break the cycle. Break the cycle.
So far, it's no good. So far, no good.
Still got time. Hope.
If you've ever flown to see family for the Christmas holiday season, you've probably heard how you should not pack wrapped gifts.
Oh.
You should not pack wrapped gifts. The TSA doesn't ban them, but wrapped presents are subject to x-ray screening like anything else. And if they can't figure out what's inside, they'll open them up. This woman didn't know that. 23-year-old woman from New Jersey, arrested last Friday when she was caught trying to smuggle 25 pounds of marijuana in Christmas wrapping paper on a Spirit Airlines flight to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
No, don't open this. This is my special pine that I'm doing my nephew.
Wrapped boxes are always going to attract scrutiny, especially when they're wrapped in Christmas paper. And it's September.
Well, that's never too early to get your stuff down there.
The woman claims she didn't know what was in the packages and that a friend had given them her, for her to take. The authorities are looking into that, but either way, the woman is on the hook.
Failed.
On a related note, a guy from Pennsylvania was arrested in Philly on Monday for allegedly hiding meth inside an altered shotgun shell. Failed. At the airport, like they're not going to look at that.
That's not how you shoot it.
These are both in the U.S., though, huh?
Yep.
Well, they don't kill you for that here, man. You just you do that at the wrong. You get busted for that at the wrong airport. Goodbye.
Goodbye. A Florida woman faces several charges after authorities say she grabbed a highway patrol trooper's genitals and bit his leg during an arrest. According to cops, it happened around 5:15 Sunday morning. Troopers say 25-year-old Tishera Williams of Largo was going westbound on I-4 in her super sweet Chevy. Troopers say she was hammered, lost control, collided with a barrier wall. While cops were trying to arrest her, Tishera resisted, had to be physically restrained. As she was being restrained, she, quote, grabbed the trooper's genitals and bit his leg. Charged with resisting arrest with violence and DUI.
Failed. I'm glad it wasn't the opposite way. Grabbed his legs.
Yeah, and bit his genitals. Yeah, you're right. You're always a glass half full guy.
Thank you, man.
That's why
You
I
are
love
Mr. Positive. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, with this next story, I almost want this guy to break into my house.
Okay.
36-year-old guy in Wales broke into a woman's house and did all her chores for her.
This is my type of crime.
Yeah, what's that drug?
It happened over the summer. His trial was this week. That's why we're finding out about it.
Oh, you know what? He's probably on some sort of upper or something. You know, like
Nothing.
caffeine or
Yeah,
Adderall or something. Oh, my God.
Gotta sweep.
Our laundry is not folded.
Whoa, this guy. So
procrastinator.
Crank, it's a hell of a drug.
The woman who lived there was at work. He breaks in on July 16th, hangs her laundry out to dry, puts her groceries away, and emptied her recycling. He also tidied up her garden, refilled the bird feeders, organized the fridge, mopped the floors, put out a bottle of wine, cooked dinner, and left the note saying, "Don't worry, be happy, eat up."
No way.
Oh, yeah. And the woman comes home, and she's freaked out, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't fold the damn towels right.
He left after that and was not there when she got home. She's like, "Oh, my God, I got a stalker."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like you got a husband.
You got a free,
and a good one.
You got a free cleaner.
Yeah.
Well, it turned out he wasn't a stalker, didn't know the woman at all. His lawyer told the judge he was just homeless at the time, quote, undergoing a number of difficulties. She wound up staying with a friend for 2 weeks until police caught him after he broke into another vacant house. He didn't do any chores that time or didn't have time to. Somebody showed up and kicked him out. The judge sentenced him to 22 months in jail.
He's like, on Tuesday I do all the chores. On Wednesdays I take a dump on the coffee table.
Yes.
Just wrong day.
Tell you what, man, that social worker is a few steps ahead already. When he sits down and you're like, okay, how can I help you find a job? Well, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get you to the temp agency that helps with cleaning.
After he gets out of prison, he will be in jail for 22
I'm just saying we're trying
22
to
months.
rehabilitate our wealth.
Yeah, which is good.
That'd be a really painful business to put an unhoused person in.
Cleaning homes?
Cleaning everyone.
Well, he's got a gift.
I know you don't have one of these, so
clean mine.
Clean mine.
Well, stop it.
This weekend is homecoming at my kids' high school. Last weekend for you guys?
Yeah.
Your kids?
Yeah.
Your son going?
Yeah.
You have a
No.
date?
Going with friends, I believe.
Nice. Very cool.
Which is, I guess that's the way a lot of the kids do it now.
Yeah, that's what my high schoolers did.
Going with some friends. There was kind of a stigma attached to that when I was in school, but
Like an
that was then.
uncool to go stag?
Yeah, if I didn't have a date, I just wouldn't go.
Huh. You talking about prom? You talking about homecoming? Homecoming's much more loose.
Homecoming's a little more loose, yeah.
Homecoming's
more
is
loose.
friend jam. Prom is like you got to have a date or something.
You got a suit?
Oh, yeah, he's going to suit up.
How cute.
Yo, my son wore my dress pants from, a couple months ago, if you will. And a t-shirt. Black t-shirt and dress shoes. No, he
Cute
wore
shoes?
Yeezys.
Nice.
And he goes, well, I was pretty cash compared, but he's like, I was definitely not the most casual there.
No.
And he still looks good. I mean, for him, these kids wear sweatpants these days.
Well, when they have high school hockey games, he's the boy wears a suit to school.
Really?
Oh yeah, all the varsity players wear suits to school.
I'm not sure my son has a collared shirt, but kids these days are wearing fancy sweatpants. So you put dress pants on a kid, even if he's wearing a t-shirt and Yeezys, he looks dressed up.
Yeah, true.
They wear suits for hockey?
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Nerds.
Wow.
What's the point of that? They're only wearing it for 2 seconds.
No, they're wearing it to school
For the whole day?
for the whole day. All the varsity players wear a suit and they wear them to the rinks.
Is this by request? Is this to be cutesy?
I have no idea.
I remember.
I guess it's a tradition at this particular school.
Just think how stinky they are when they climb back in them after the game.
After the game?
That sounds like some snooty.
A lot of dry cleaning business.
CBC Vianney.
sounds like a West County kind of
You know what? And listen, my kids don't go to CBC or Vianney. But I guess it's to look, as one cohesive unit.
That's kind of cool if everybody's down.
This was a weird thing. 8th grade basketball team in my 8th grade yearbook, the coach made the guys, they had their basketball shorts on, but then they had tuxedo jackets and bow ties up top and took a photo that way. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, what's up with the suit?
Well,
and
I guess it's tradition, whatever, this hocky program. But, all the varsity, my son's an underclassman. He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's got no choice.
I remember we did some kind of pep rally where all of us came out in silk boxer shorts and, the audience had to, clap for who it would never go today. This would be new. We'd be reporting on this today. But that was a pep rally at my high school. They're like, all right, all you boys, you 16-year-old testosterone-filled studs, get in your best silk boxers, and we're going to parade you around in front of the faculty and student body, and they're all going to clap for who's got.
That's it? That's all you were wearing?
We had a shirt. We had our shirts on, but there was nothing else.
They were real silk boxers
These
with
were
the slit?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my.
Man. These were the real deals, baby.
The 90s were wild.
90s were wild. It was the Wild West, dog.
All right, well, anyway, you could get in big trouble if you showed up to your high school homecoming hammered as a student, right? You'd also get in big trouble if you show up to the high school dance drunk if you're the principal.
Oh, yes.
Police in Oklahoma arrested a principal of Bixby High School after he showed up to the fall dance smelling like a brewery. On top of that, he reportedly got handsy with students on the dance floor. Cool principal.
What is going on?
Police haven't had enough evidence to charge him with public intoxication, but they're investigating more of his behavior. And they're asking students to come forward if they have any video footage from the dance. The principal's already been fired. They said they're working to support the investigation and are committed to regaining the trust of the students and the community.
Failed.
Thanks. All right, 39-year-old guy accused of stealing a car while St. Paul, Minnesota police conducted a field sobriety test on another driver. This happened last Sunday. The man was charged with 1 count each of theft and fleeing a peace officer in a motor vehicle. So, picture this. Police officer pulls over a driver for speeding. This is at 6 o'clock in the evening. The officer suspects the driver is drunk, has them exit the car for a field sobriety test. During the testing, a guy who had been sitting on a nearby bus bench, he gets into the driver's seat of the car. Officer runs to the vehicle, repeatedly ordering the man to stop. Nope, the guy then speeds off.
Whoa. He was just sitting on a park bench.
Sitting on a bus bench.
Waiting for a cop car.
He didn't steal a cop car. He stole the car of the woman who was being field sobriety tested.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was a cop car.
No.
Wow, dude. He sat there and just thought, well, you know what? This day's not going as I planned, so to heck with it. I'll just get in that Accord and just...
And he takes off.
See how far I get.
Yeah, so everybody's distracted. She's taking the field sobriety test. The cop is conducting it. This guy's like, all right, opportunity.
Well,
What
why
if
not?
he was trying to divert the attention to him and save her?
Oh, Captain.
Because if you see
You
him, he
know?
doesn't look
The
like...
White Knight.
Captain Save a Drunk.
Did you see his picture?
No. Is he handsome?
He doesn't...
He's beautiful.
He's a beautiful man. No, he kind of looks like a
Tell me how
younger
sexy he is,
Eugene
yeah.
Levy, but he
Oh.
doesn't look like what you think would be stealing a car.
Good brow?
Using the vehicle owner's Find My app for their iPhone, police went to another town over where they discovered the phone had been thrown from the car, which sucks.
Wow.
Police then used the owner's AirTag and AirPods attached to their key ring to track the vehicle to a gas station.
Oh my gosh! First of all, his I don't know why.
Where someone stole the car from him at the gas station.
Maybe it's like license pictures, but what do you call it? What are the pictures? Mugshots. Mugshots are so fascinating to me. They're so fascinating.
Never good lighting.
But they're the worst photos, but they're also
at your worst moment.
Usually the worst moment, but like nobody has a plan, so you really kind of like see a soul in mugshots sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, not all the time.
There's a good Instagram account called Mugshot Shawties.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like hot chicks.
And it's hot. It's hot. Mugshots.
His mugshot. I'm not sure I've ever seen a mugshot of anyone looking like they could care less about their mugshot being taken. I mean, he is truly like
Eugene Levy.
whatever.
No, Scott.
Young Eugene Levy.
He's just
glasses.
He's,
Anyway,
it's truly
That's
just like
actually one of their proclaimers.
Go ahead.
Good brow.
Take a
It
picture.
is.
Come on.
So so guy throws the phone out the window. The owner, thank God, had an AirTag on her key ring, so they used that. They found the vehicle at a gas station. When police arrived, he drove off again. A short time later, officers arrested him in South Minneapolis. Charges say the man showed signs of narcotic intoxication, so he was on something.
That's not a forehead of a man with many worries. Yeah, I'm not sure
he should be worried. He's facing up to 10 years in prison.
Just telling you, man.
3 hot from God. Sounds good to me.
This doesn't seem like a guy who's thinking about what he's going to be doing next year.
By the way, the capper on the story is the woman, not drunk.
But he kind of looks like
the woman that was pulled over originally was not intoxicated.
You're kidding.
Nope.
So she
Cool.
passed the field sobriety again.
Thanks,
She's
officer.
going to get a huge lawsuit out of that, right? Can we acknowledge that this dude does kind of look like the third Gallagher brother from Oasis that just got kicked out of the band before they were famous?
I see a Sklar brother.
Gary Gallagher?
Sklar brother.
That's Gary Gallagher.
I kind of see what
That's
I
insulting
see what
to
you're
other
saying.
brothers.
The eyes. That, I'm seeing
Those brows.
And nothing, by the way, like our audience to lift us up.
It's a Sklar cousin.
Right.
Talking about the school dances, Joseph writes, Riz, you said he only went to dances if he had a date. He must have never been to a dance because he looks like a bridge troll.
That you do? What's this person's name? What is it?
Joseph.
Joseph.
He must have never been to a dance since he looks like a bridge troll.
Erroneous. He looked like Chino Marino.
No.
He's always chiming in with sunshine and positivity.
What do I look like, Joe?
No, yeah.
It's
Roast
Joe
me,
time.
Joe.
Yeah, roast me, Joe.
When somebody's hammered on an airport runway, the pilot might turn around and go back to a gate. But this woman wasn't on the plane. She was driving a silver Nissan. Police in Oklahoma arrested a woman accused of driving drunk at the Tulsa Riverside Airport last weekend. Air traffic control had called the cops and said a Nissan was blocking a runway where a plane was trying to land. A pilot who was taxiing his plane saw the Nissan, so he got out, confronted the driver, saw the car was full of beer cans, so he reached in the car, took her keys. The driver, one Bonnie Campbell, arrested for felony aggravated DUI, was taken to a hospital for treatment. Officers say they found 18 empty beer cans inside the car, along with a cardboard box of Coors Light, an empty six-pack container, and a garbage bag full of other beer cans.
That don't mean nothing.
So now you can get in trouble for having a good time?
She blew a .34 on the state breathalyzer test.
Damn.
That is 4 times the legal
She's
limit.
still alive.
It's legally dead in like 6 states.
No, when you blow like close to a 4, you're like you're
knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah, you're knocking on heaven's door.
Get help, lady.
2 more for you. A woman was fined after officers seized. I don't know why I thought of Rafe during the story.
This will probably be uplifting.
A woman was fined after officers seized 700 pounds of bologna. Illegal bologna.
Bologna Day Miracle.
700 pounds of illegal bologna hidden within her suitcases. Officers from U.S. Customs became suspicious when a 43-year-old female U.S. citizen crossing the border from Mexico declared nothing more than a cooked meal. A secondary inspection uncovered multiple suitcases which, quote, seemed heavier than normal. Upon opening the suitcases, officers found 40 rolls of Mexican pork bologna, which is illegal in the U.S. due to Mexican pork's potential to spread foreign animal diseases to the U.S. pork industry. Additionally, they found 280 boxes of undeclared prescription medicines, $7,600 in concealed currency. The 748 pounds of bologna were destroyed. All that bologna
failed.
Wasted.
Border Patrol agent. Like, get it. He's the fattest one, obviously. Get Troy in here. He's like, puts his finger in the log and he rubs it on his gums.
It's pure.
That's pure uncut Mexican bologna, boys. This is an open and shut case.
It's pure.
Then he immediately dies of a bacterial infection from the pork.
Never have I seen such pure Mexican pig.
748 pounds of illegal bologna. And finally, if you know you have to be somewhere this important, maybe plan ahead a little better. A guy named Cody Adams was at a gas station in Stillwater, Oklahoma last week and had to get to a court appearance in Pawnee, which is 30 miles away. Pretty serious charge for possessing a stolen vehicle, so he could not be late. But no one at the gas station would give him a ride. So he decided his best option was to steal another vehicle. Somebody left their truck running with the doors unlocked, so he hopped in and goodbye. The truck belonged to an EMT supervisor. They had a pretty good idea where Cody was headed because he just told everybody at the gas station he needed a ride to court. Cops caught up on him as he was walking into the courthouse. The good news is he did make his hearing. The bad news is they took him straight to jail after the hearing and booked him on fresh charges. He admitted he took the truck but claimed he was just borrowing it, not stealing it.
There's a difference.
Failed. Yep, and those are your Friday fail stories. Thank you. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Let's try to get rid of our tickets here. We have tickets to go see Wage War a week from today over at Pops, and we got tickets to go see, 2 pairs of tickets left to see 21 Pilots next Thursday over at Enterprise. After the break, simple game. We'll play Fake News or Florida. So Rafe is going to read you a headline. You tell us if the story is fake news or something that really happened in the state of Florida. 2 out of 3 right, you win. Your choice while supplies last. 21 Pilots or Wage War. 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. Fake News of Florida is next. And if we got time, some of your emails, okay? Moon, prepare the emails.
Sounds great.
It is 9:05. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right-hand shoulder closed due to a crash 70 eastbound just before Mid-Rivers Mall Drive. Right lane closed, and a right-hand shoulder closed due to a crash 270 northbound after Tesson Ferry Road. Your point forecast beautiful throughout the entire weekend. Today, a high of 84. Right now, it's 63 at the Point Studio.
All right, so here we are, way back Point Fest, the first interview of the day. It's Real Big Fish, everybody. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Thank you.
You know what?
No, don't stop. No, more, please. More.
It's really great to have you guys back. We have, over the years, done so many different things, so many shows. Yeah. I did legitimately the worst stage intro I've ever done in my life at a Real Big Fish show at Mississippi Nights through no fault of your own. I came up on stage too late. Your cue music that night was Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. I'll never forget. And I'm getting up there and I'm doing my spiel. And Aaron, you came up behind me and were like, "Are you done yet, Donnie? Are you done? Are you done with the intro?" Yes, I am. Thank you. And then you guys went out and rocked it. But it's really great to have you here, man. Thank you guys for coming out. No, it was not your fault. No. Somebody probably told me wrong. But do you remember any of those, older shows here? Like, because we've had you at the amphitheater. I mean, Mississippi Nights. All over.
Men's health. Guys, it's Friday. All righty. You got a little money in your pocket because it's payday, baby. Well, put a little aside and take care of your health. It is not as expensive as you think in your mind. I know that's what I thought before I went to Victory Men's Health. I was like, wow, that's not for me. I can't ever afford that. But the truth is, it's a very, very small investment in the most valuable thing you have, which is your health, man. And I get it. We don't feel the same. Maybe you're pushing 40, or maybe you just turned 46 and had an existential crisis. Just saying, pulling that out of the blue. Could be anybody. You don't feel like you used to feel. You're wondering what's going on with your body. It may just be that you're getting older, or it may be something going on. You might have low T. You could have a vitamin deficiency. Maybe there's something going on with your prostate. You need to know about whatever it is. They will find it at Victory Men's Health, and they will address it and get you a customized treatment plan. They do PSA testing with your blood work, which you should be getting done anyway if you're over the age of 35, to check for prostate cancer. And they also will check all your vitamins, everything down to a cellular level, figure out what's going on with you, tell you, like, hey, this is what's going on. You're having blood flow issues. They put you on an in-body machine. They tell you what your body fat, your skeletal bone muscle, everything you need to know, and they get you on a plan to get you back to feeling like you did 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago. And there's 4 locations, so it's easy to go. There's one in Sunset Hills. There's one in Town and Country. And there's one in Echo Fallon, Illinois, and Missouri. So don't wait. There's got to be one near you. Go check it out. Schedule yourself an appointment. If you don't like it, fine. But at least give yourself some grace and go schedule an appointment, and you might find out and get your life back on track before 2024 is over. So go right now to victorymenshealth.com, victorymenshealth.com.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
All right, so here we are, way back Point Fest, the first interview of the day. It's Real Big Fish, everybody. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Thank you. No, don't stop. No, more, please, more.
It's really great to have you guys back. We have, over the years, done so many different things, so many shows. Yeah. I did legitimately the worst stage intro I've ever done in my life at a Real Big Fish show at Mississippi Nights through no fault of your own. I came up on stage too late. Your cue music that night was Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. I'll never forget. And I'm getting up there and I'm doing my spiel. And Aaron, you came up behind me and were like, "Are you done yet, Donnie? Are you done? Are you done with the intro?" Yes, I am. Thank you. And then you guys went out and rocked it. But it's really great to have you here, man. Thank you guys for coming out. No, it was not your fault. No. Somebody probably told me wrong. But do you remember any of those, older shows here? Like, because we've had you at the amphitheater. I mean, Mississippi Nights. All over the place.
I was just telling you guys a story about first time I tried like really hot sauce. I wasn't into it back in the old days. But the singer of Smash Mouth at one of these festivals gave me Dave's Insanity sauce or something, and I was like...
And that was here?
That was here. My first time trying hot sauce.
I don't even remember.
Excited?
I don't even remember you guys being... I don't remember you guys being here with Smash Mouth. Even.
Yeah, maybe it was somewhere in Florida.
I think it was Blues Traveler.
All right.
Yeah, it could have been. Who knows?
Maybe it was the Spin Doctors that gave me...
You know what? I will still...
No, it was Gegita.
Wow. We are going
That's
deep into the 90s
reference
bands.
of the 90s.
I only know the Whoever You Are song. I have nothing else going on with Gigi Ta, even remotely.
Marcy Playground. Would that have been funnier?
Sex and Candy, St. Joe and the School Bus.
There you go.
Yeah, I could do the single game all day. All day. So, one of the things...
Who sang that song? If you see K. And if you see K.
What song is it?
I don't know. It's a 90s song.
Okay.
90s. You said you know about the 90s.
Well, I think I know a lot about the 90s, but I don't know necessarily everything.
You look good. You feel good. You're more confident. It's great for your mental health. Plastic surgery, the stigma about plastic surgery, that's not a thing anymore. Remember back in the day, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, if you found out somebody had quote-unquote work done, it's like, oh, did you hear Miss Jones up the street had some work done? She had a facelift. She had a boob job. That stigma is no longer there anymore. Parkrest Plastic Surgery, right up the street from us here in Creve Coeur, Dr. McGuire, Dr. Kaplan, they've treated patients from all over the world. They both helped lead vital clinical research that's led to major changes in the industry. People still travel from all over to be treated by Dr. Kaplan and Dr. McGuire. At Parkrest, their focus is to build your confidence by helping you achieve your goals with the most natural-looking results possible. They want you to look good. They want you to feel like you at your best. If you're looking for that mommy makeover, if you're looking for a facelift, if you're looking for a nose job, fellas, if you're looking to get rid of those man boobies, if you're looking to minimize fat in hard-to-target areas, think about Parkrest Plastic Surgery. Online at parkcrestplasticsurgery.com, parkcrestplasticsurgery.com.
So if you change my mind 1,000 times, you better hear them say, yeah, 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 I like it that way. Any man of mine better change their mind. He better squeeze and a please and a...
На 1057 The Point. С днем рождения, Riz.
Does anybody sleep in actual pajamas?
Sometimes.
I was thinking about, remember Jeff Burton would talk about sleeping in a hat?
Yeah.
Like a stocking cap and, and socks?
Like Scrooge?
Yeah, like a Jeepers Creepers commercial. Remember those old cartoons, you know? Like they would have
Like Scrooge.
Jeepers.
Yeah, but there's like so many. That whole era.
Boy there, what day is it? It's Jeff Burton.
He's got the candle in the candle holder.
It's Pervert's Day, sir. Thank God I didn't miss it.
No, so what do you wear? What do you wear to bed?
Underwear.
Just underwear, right?
That's
just
it.
Undies. Nobody here sleeps in actual pajamas, right?
No,
So-
just my nightie.
Like Jerry each year for Christmas gets my mom, my sister, and I matching pajamas. This has been like his thing from Victoria's Secret, but they're not like sexy. They're like the old school pajamas.
Girls, Jerry got you some nighties.
Yeah, little Teddy. What's up, Gary?
Are they silk with the piping?
Yeah, sometimes. Like sometimes they're pants, sometimes they're shorts. You know, it's fun, and we always wear them and act a fool. But I don't like long sleeves on. Like I am in my Adam Sandler era of pajamas where I essentially have all of Tim's leftover basketball shorts he doesn't wear anymore. So long ass shorts.
Right.
And then like I'm wearing like a wife beater or a white tank top. Like that's what's up. And those were his too. I'm dressed as Tim at basketball.
That's awesome.
And the other day he was like, hey, you know, like, do you want to like maybe wear like some of your old shorts? And I'm like, what? I'm like, this isn't what you want?
What? He's not.
Bro, you don't want to look in the mirror when you're going to bed?
He's not loving it?
You don't like living with your twin?
You don't like me in these old and one basketball shorts that you blew the crotch out of?
Well, imagine asking somebody, and what would you think if you said, hey, Riz, what do you wear to bed? I go, what I'm wearing.
Oh, yeah, that would be psychopath behavior.
14% of people apparently usually sleep in whatever they wore that day.
No way.
There's so many germs on what you're worn all day.
I think that's very high.
I mean, I
that number. I don't know anybody
Are you
that does
talking
that.
like just boots, jeans, shirt, hat? I just lay down like that's
I mean,
what
take
I
the
do
hat
and
and
wait.
shoes off.
Yeah, when I first joined my previous band, we were living out in L.A. in Orange County in this pretty poor house in the ghetto, and there was a lot of folks in this house. And the only guy that had the room to share the bedroom is not the type of guy to share a bedroom. So I was like, well, crap, where do I go? I'm going to sleep on a couch. Started sleeping on a couch. It was a leather couch. And I don't know if you've ever tried to sleep on a leather couch. You just stick to it.
Horrible.
Disgusting.
Horrible.
And this is in California. We have no air conditioning, so the doors are always open. So like
blech.
I'm just sticking to this thing. So and we were in the studio up in Marina Del Rey like 15, 16 hours a day. So we'd come home, and the only time that we had was to sleep. And I'd get there, and I would keep my clothes on, including my shoes, and I would wrap myself in a sheet because that's all I was given. I would wrap myself in a sheet. So I look like a fully dressed butterfly, a caterpillar in a cocoon, is sitting on this leather couch.
Oh, bare skin, sleeping on a leather couch. Oh,
It was so gross. I couldn't do it. So I became known as the fully clothed guy in his shoes.
Well, listen, I've slept
sleeping on the couch.
I've slept in my clothes usually after passing out.
Yeah, that's a rite of passage.
You know, sleeping it off.
Yeah, it's a youthful
somebody's
thing.
house.
Yeah.
But no, 14% of people said they usually sleep in whatever they wore that day. I'm guessing most of those people are work from home types, not coal miners.
Yeah, they probably got their comfy clothes on. And I understand that. I've done that before, like had leggings on after a workout and you just pass out for a little bit. That's fine, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, I've fallen asleep on I power down. Like, I get to 1% sometimes just sitting on the couch, and I'll just go down for like 15 minutes and wake up and still have my boots on and be like, well,
That's a more recent thing for me now, by the way, is sleeping sitting down, my head going down to my... Oh, no.
It's like a cell phone.
I don't
plug it
wanna
in. Like, I just got to get to
either of you like
5%. You got to try to get it to 5%. I'm just on the couch, like, sitting there watching something, and I'll be like...
Yeah, that's airport sleeping.
Yeah,
I can't
I've done
do
that.
that yet.
I've done that sitting in the car waiting for a kid, like on a pickup line.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta be shrimping, dude. I gotta be curled up in I look like a crescent roll. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be shrimping because I can't. If I've tried, that's why I can never sleep on planes or anything unless I can like
Me neither.
lean or I gotta be able to go as horizontal as possible.
We be shrimping.
We be shrimping.
Well, my couch, it's like I'm almost horizontal. I'm leaned way back. But I'm the same way. I can't sleep on planes. And
You need to get me a couch with a recliner in it.
I'm jealous of people who can.
Me too. I can't sleep on a plane, but
on a road trip,
exhausted.
I mean, it's not safe, but I mean, I got like one foot up here. I got like the armrest. I got foot in the door where you put the trash. I got, I lean back. I can sleep in a car, no problem. I look like an
You're
idiot.
in the cup holder.
I'm in the
curled
cup
up
holder.
Listen, we got some work to do. We got to give away some stuff.
Ooh.
Brought to you by Friedrich HVAC Systems. Get serious about comfort and energy savings with Friedrich. Visit Friedrich.com.
We're playing Fake News or Florida. So Rafe's going to read you a headline. You tell us if the story is fake news or something that really happened in the state of Florida. 2 out of 3 right, you win. You will have Moon as a lifeline if you need him.
I'm good at this game. I've been to Florida. I know these people.
And whatever Moon says is 100% binding.
Mm-hmm. And confident.
We got a couple pairs of 21 Pilots tickets. They are at Enterprise next Thursday. And we got a couple pairs of tickets to go see Wage War next Friday, a week from today, over at Pops. 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Let's go to Gina in Farmington. Good morning, Gina.
Good morning.
All right, Gina, here we go. Fake news or Florida?
Good luck, Gina. This just in. A Weston woman was arrested for driving 70 miles per hour with her boyfriend clinging to the hood of the car and talking on the phone.
I think that's Florida.
She says Florida, and...
Oh, that's Florida.
Yes, Gina, no Florida.
That is one correct.
One down. Let's go for the sweep, Gina. Breaking news. A Melbourne man was arrested for refusing to pay the cab driver who took him home after he was released from jail.
That's real. Or fake.
Oh, you're saying fake? Fake news?
Yeah, fake.
That is...
Oh, that's Florida.
Trusted your gut.
Oh, man. Comes down to this final one, Gina.
All right, Gina, good luck. We interrupt this game to bring you a very important bulletin. A Sarasota mom was arrested for indecent exposure after she mooned the principal at her daughter's school to protest a clothing policy.
That's Florida.
Is that Florida? And we say goodbye to Gina.
Bye, Gina.
And I want to give her tickets for just how infectious and cool her life was.
I wanted her to win.
I wanted her to win, too.
Hey, buddy, what kind of T-shirts do you wear? A lot of people in the chat hitting it up.
Why?
I don't know. Everybody says you look good.
It's a company called True Tees.
Okay. Thank you. Back to you.
You know the company?
Of course.
Lots of men are like,
Well
please,
played.
for the love of God, ask Riz what kind of shirts he's wearing.
True Tees.
True Tees.
True Tees, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Just say it a few
Wonderful
times and Instagram will send you an ad.
Great.
True Tees.
Send me some money
Huge
off
boobs.
coupons.
Huge boobs.
Let's go to Michael in Granite City. Good morning, Michael.
Morning.
Michael, hello. Don't forget you have Moon as a lifeline. Use them. Would you have gotten the last one correct, Moon?
All 3 of them. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Michael, here we go.
All right, Michael, good luck. Here we go, pal. Breaking news, a dog accidentally put a car in drive and crashed into a Daytona liquor store after his owner left him inside in the running vehicle?
Oh, that's Florida.
Oh, boy.
That's more than a
that's wrong.
Fake news. All right, next.
Michael, a Miami defense attorney's pants caught on fire while he was delivering the closing arguments in an arson case.
Moon, I need your help, buddy.
Oh, I'm
Read it again. Read it again.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. A Miami defense attorney's pants literally caught on fire while he was delivering the closing arguments in an arson case.
Show me fake news, please.
Show me fake news.
Oh, that's Florida.
And we say goodbye to Mike.
Bye.
That's insane.
We had that story.
I don't remember that one, dude. I'm sorry.
We covered that.
The multi-tiered
Did I say
irony.
fake news? I meant to say Florida.
No.
That's a case. That's an open and shut case of irony is what that is.
Liar, liar, pants on
Lisa
fire.
in Arnold. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
All right, let's break the streak. Let's give away something.
Lisa.
Something. Okay, let's go.
Lisa, a Palm Beach man is suing the TSA after agents refused to let his emotional support cow board an airplane. A Palm Beach man is suing the TSA after agents refused to let his emotional support cow board an aeroplane.
Fake news.
Show me fake news. Yes.
Lisa,
Fake
you're doing
news
great.
on the
bud.
board.
You're doing good.
That was good.
Lisa, let's not leave it up to chance. Let's just sweep out. Here you go. Breaking news. A woman named Crystal Methvin was arrested for, you guessed it, possession of crystal meth.
That's Florida.
Show me Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
You don't get more Florida than that.
Hang on, Lisa.
Crystal Methvin.
I got that too.
We covered that story as well. Crystal Methvin.
I remember all of
arrested
them.
for possession of crystal meth.
I remember
Maybe
all of them
she-
except for the ones that I'm called on.
Marijuana Pepsi could start a business.
Yeah.
Marijuana Pepsi. Kyle, hello.
Hello.
All right, Kyle, here we go. Fake news.
Crystal Methvin. Marijuana Pepsi, crystal Methvin.
Crystal Methvin. You got to be kidding me.
All right. Who am I talking to?
Kyle.
Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Here we go, bud. Police in Key West seized a Cookie Monster doll that contained 300 grams of cocaine.
That's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
I remember that one.
Florida, yeah.
That wasn't
Cookies,
that long ago.
No.
the least of his problems. Kyle, a Pensacola man, became an internet celebrity after his giant neck made him the subject of 1 million jokes on social media.
That's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a pencil neck.
Yeah, they were.
Is it that kid?
They were making like band names.
Oh, the long neck
Long
guy?
neck.
Is it that
We
long
also
neck
had a
kid?
thick guy, a thick neck one
Thick
time.
neck? Yeah, this guy was long neck.
That long neck kid was just on Libby's podcast, Libby Hebbigan's podcast.
Really?
It was really interesting.
This guy?
Slop?
The long neck guy, no, he was on Trailer Tales.
Oh.
And they were like, they asked him in the interview because he looks like a giraffe. And they
Hey, he
go,
looks like a
She
giraffe.
goes, so how did you get the nickname Long Neck? He literally goes, my friends just like started calling the Long Neck. He's exactly who you think he is.
Bart in O'Fallon. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning.
All right, Bart, here we go. Fake news of Florida.
Bart, a Hollywood sheriff was busted for selling guns to pay off a gambling debt.
Florida.
Big news. Next.
Breaking. A Pasco County burglar told police his horse broke into a home and he only went inside to get it out.
Let's go with Moon.
Golly, I don't know this one.
Here we
Moon,
go.
breaking news. All APB. That means all points button. A Pasco County burglar told police his horse broke into a home and he only went inside to get it out.
I'm not confident in this. I don't know, but I feel like there was some weird story about a horse inside. It wasn't supposed to be inside, and some liar. Show me Florida.
Show me Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Good memory.
Good job. All right, so it comes down
Feels good.
to this.
You're on your own. A St. Petersburg man was busted for DUI on an overboard.
Oh, it should be hoverboard, sorry.
On a hoverboard after he rode pantsless through a pedestrian mall. A St. Petersburg man was busted for DUI on a hoverboard after he rode pantsless through a pedestrian mall.
Let's go Florida.
Show me Florida. And we say goodbye.
Bye.
I did my part.
It's just not
I feel
happening
okay on
today
that
for folks.
All right, one final contestant.
I feel so bad for that other guy.
Let's go to Stephen in Highlands. Stephen.
Good morning.
All right, Stephen. You know what? If Stephen doesn't win, I may go to another call, so don't hang up. All right, Stephen, here we go. But we're not going to go to another call because Stephen's going to win.
Stephen?
That's right.
All right, Stephen.
That's right.
Listen closely, my man. A Pensacola doctor was arrested for indecency charges after cameras were discovered in the women's room at his office.
Sounds like Florida.
Okay, 0 for 1. Fake news. Next.
Do not hang up, people. Do not hang up. Stephen, pull it together, brother. Breaking news, an Okaloosa man told police he broke 20 car windshields because President Trump owes him $1 trillion.
Fake news.
And we say goodbye to Steve.
See you, Steve.
Bye.
I don't know how much more Florida that could have been.
He's got enough money. He's in Mar-a-Lago.
All right. Kurt and Baldwin. Kurt, you are the final contestant.
Hey, guys, and Lern.
Hey, what's that?
Okay, here we go.
All right, Kurt. Let's end on a high note, bud. It's Friday.
I'd like that.
Let's end on a high note. Here we go. Breaking news. A Port St. Lucie man was arrested for giving his girlfriend a violent, wet willy.
Ooh, I'm going to say Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Things are looking good,
That's the
Kurt.
state kiss.
A violent wet willy. Okay.
I want to see what
called
that
Tampa
is.
Bay foreplay, my man.
To ya.
A Florida kiss.
What do you arrest me for? That's Tampa Bay foreplay, baby.
All right, next.
All right. I hate myself for that joke. Here we go. A Sebastian man was arrested after he reported a murder by bringing a skull to a grocery store and using it as a hand puppet.
Oh, I'm going to let Moon take that
All right,
one.
Moon.
Yo.
Moon, I want you to really get a visual picture of this.
Okay, yeah. I have.
Excuse me. I need to report a crime.
I have Kenneth Branagh in my head doing Hamlet. Okay, go on. Let me see if I can get a Florida.
Alas, poor Billy Bob. I killed him. A Sebastian man was arrested after he reported a murder by bringing a skull to a grocery store and using it as a hand puppet.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's too clever to be made up. That's Florida.
Show me Florida. Oh, that's Florida. Congratulations, Kurt.
Yeah.
And that's how we do that.
Well done. Ended on a high note.
All right, one final look at traffic and weather, and then we'll get to sports. Hey, good news as far as the Riz Show Fastlane Pick'em Challenge goes.
Woo!
Good news, guys. 9:30. Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Need extra cash? And Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Get Golden Oak Lending, or let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a right lane closed and a right-hand shoulder blocked due to a crash 270 northbound just after Tesson Ferry Road. Your point forecast beautiful throughout the weekend. Today, a high of 84. Right now, it's 64 at the Point Studio.
All right, backstage at Point Fest, and for the first time playing our fantastic festival, a rock and roll band that we have come to like quite a bit in the last 6 to 9 months. Gentlemen, it's great to see you from Bad Flower. Welcome to St. Louis and welcome to Point Fest. It's great to have you.
Thank you very much.
Here.
It's great to be here.
So I want
talking into the fart mics.
Talking into the fart mics, absolutely. The first thing that I just want to kind of cut straight to it. The song Promise Me, we're playing right now, and I love it.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it. When we play it, I honestly feel like it jumps out of the speakers and just I don't know, man. I think it just sounds great, but it definitely sounds different than the first 2 singles before it. I'm assuming that was a purposeful move on you guys' part.
I think if it was up to me, Promise Me would have been the first single. But there were tactics involved and as to why we went and did it in the order that we did. And I'm glad that we did it in the order that we did because Ghost was such a huge success. And then Heroin, we didn't expect to also be such a huge success. So it was cool to sort of like seal that and now come out with our song that is way less on the rock side that everybody knows us to be. Mm-hmm. And it shows more of who we really are, which is a more diverse group.
Right. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Promise Me went #1 at Active Rock over the week.
Heroin
went number 1.
I was like, it did?
There we go. Hey, already screwed up this interview.
Yeah, no, Heroin is currently number 1.
We just went there. The reason that I say that is because on the alternative side of things, Promise Me is the one that we are playing right now.
Totally.
But you know, when you see those kinds of things happen, when you see, you know, the song move up the charts and see people start to play it and really react to it, as a young band, I just cannot imagine that sort of feeling. It has to be just a really rewarding thing because I'm sure it's something they've been working on for quite some time. Obviously have a lot invested in it. When you start seeing the comeback, more people at the gigs, how does that trigger in your mind?
It is rewarding, but it also like it becomes normalized really.
If you feel like you've lost your edge, if your energy, if your focus or your sex drive isn't what it used to be, it's time to get back on track. And fellas, there's a place for us. It's Mentality Health, your local experts in testosterone replacement therapy. Now, unlike online-only services, Mentality offers in-person consultations with board-certified physicians who have treated over 25,000 men, including me. FDA-approved treatments, safe, effective, tailored to your specific needs. Mentality's treatments help you regain energy, boost mental clarity, enhance your overall performance. From personalized treatment plans to ongoing support, Mentality makes sure your journey is effective and is comfortable. If you're feeling tired all the time, it might be more than just stress. Low T could be an issue. If you're struggling to keep off weight or maintain muscle, low T could be the culprit. And it doesn't just affect your body. It could impact your mind, too, leading to irritability, anxiety, even depression. Visit Mentality today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Mentality, your first step to reclaiming your vitality. Mentality.
Backstage at Point Fest, our first interview of the day is a gentleman that the first time that we met was in the restroom.
And we wasn't doing drugs.
No, not at all. Jelly Roll.
You got to clear that up in this area. Somebody be like, I wonder what they were doing in the bathroom together.
They're just going to assume that for sure. Even if we say we didn't, they're going to assume that anyway.
Well, I'll tell the story that I was stoned and waiting on a commode that was open. I didn't realize.
So after a short strike, the International Longshoremen's Association and the U.S. Maritime Alliance agreed to a tentative deal yesterday.
We talked about that yesterday. See, we even killed
the strike. We killed the strike. That's a good thing.
I like this.
We killed the strike.
It was so funny.
Oh, the Daggett guy, the head of the union.
Everyone was posting pictures of the guy from The Wire. Do you remember the second season of The Wire?
Yeah, that season's incredible. I mean, that's
this
the best
guy.
thing.
We never knew this guy was based on a real guy until that Daggett guy spoke.
Well, the strike shut down ports on the East Coast and Gulf coasts. So in a statement, the International Longshoremen's Association and the U.S. Maritime Alliance have reached a tentative agreement on wages and have agreed to extend the master contract until January 15th, 2025, to return to the bargaining table to negotiate all other outstanding issues. And this would have been a real problem had this gone on for weeks. But, hey, no need to go hoard that toilet paper, huh?
I'm embarrassed.
I did buy 2 of them yesterday.
No need to stock up on the bananas anymore.
You did?
I did. Actually, as we were on the air talking about it, I did Target Drive Up, ordered it.
I told you, you didn't need to do that.
Then I got home and noticed that I had already stocked up from my previous run. So I am ready for the apocalypse, you guys.
I discovered yesterday on accident on the Cardinal Glennon trip that there's a Target on Grand now.
Oh, yeah, that brand new.
Oh, yeah, it's brand new.
Cool.
Oh, underneath that building,
Is it full size?
No,
I don't think it's full
It's
size.
so
It looks-
close to my house.
It looks
The apartments
brand
above.
new.
Yeah.
By the way, I hate to be this guy, but I know I'm going to be backed up by the people that know. You got to just like take the time, sack up, and watch The Wire, front to back.
I know, and I would love it.
Stop. Just put everything else
I
on the
know
back
I would
burner
love it.
and watch The Wire.
That's
front
right
to
up
back
my alley.
Before it gets too old.
You know what? I tried to watch the first episode, and it would look so dated.
And I know that, and I understand that, but you
I
just,
know, it's right up my-
just let her run.
I'll be honest, I also have not seen it.
I've not seen it either. I
I
think
thought
Tim
you
watched
saw
it.
it.
I started it several times. I'll get a couple episodes in, and it's dated, and I'm like, I don't hate it. It's cool, and then I just get away from it, and then it's like, it's been a year, and I'm like, I don't remember what happened in the first 3 episodes.
It's a slow burn, but if you just let it happen, when the thing ends, you'll go, that was the greatest written show
Yeah,
of
that's
all
also
time.
never seen The Sopranos.
Man, you want to talk about dated?
Yeah, Sopranos.
You watched
we've
the
had
first
before.
episode of The Sopranos?
I did the other day, and I go,
Ducks.
I'm just never going to do this.
It's the 90s.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Do it before that takes hold of The Wire, because by the time you get to season 3 and you're like, oh my gosh, these are all starting to connect, and you realize like, whoa, this is an exquisitely, perfectly executed show that was a total sleeper. Even when you start watching it, you're like, oh, this is all right. Yeah, I see where I'm going. I can enjoy this. Have you seen it?
No.
She's about to equate it to something else.
Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Looks like the 90s. Honestly, though, you guys, try it out. See what you think.
I have seen more episodes of Sex in the City than I have these other two shows.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
Well, why don't you sack up
It's a great show.
and
It's a
put
great
everything
show.
on the back burner and just do it?
I think I've seen more episodes of Sex in the City, too, than The Wire.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Well, because I watched when Craig Gass was on, and I
Right.
worked with a guy that was on it, too. I think so.
You
I've seen
did?
2 episodes.
Yeah, good.
Well, I had a few people saying that you have to do The Wire, and Corey from DB's was like, dude, it's the best show of all time. And
I
Corey and
know.
I have the same kind of taste for this.
Yeah. I think it's just I had at different sporadic times during that era of my life, I had HBO when I could afford it, and I'd see episodes, but I never watched it in its totality.
It's the best.
And Sex in the City was on all the time. So
Yeah, I watched it with my mom. We were talking about shows we watched with our parents. My mom let me watch whatever I wanted. Whatever she was watching, I was watching it.
Right.
It was great.
All right, let's do sports. All right, Moon, what do we got?
Sports brought to you by 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg Smooth, a silky red blend wine to kick back, relax, and enjoy. We'll just start off with some Caitlin Clark stuff. She was named the WNBA Rookie of the Year in a near unanimous vote. A national panel of sports writers and sportcasters gave Clark 66 out of 67 votes.
You know what? What's wild? There's one holdout. Somebody had to be a jerk and voted for Angel Reese, who does not deserve it. One person.
She did deserve to be in the conversation.
Oh, top 3 maybe, but not number 1. Clearly, Caitlin Clark, and somebody had to be a dick and not make it unanimous.
She did lead the Fever to the WNBA playoffs for the first time since 2016. Said, I'm incredibly honored to be named Rookie of the Year, but more than that, I'm grateful to everybody who supported me throughout this past season, my family and friends, my teammates, the Fever organization,
I mean, for the first time ever, people are paying attention to the WNBA.
Yeah.
She's the biggest name. She clearly can play. One person, I'm upset for her. Not that she don't care.
She don't need it.
She doesn't need me.
The Blues, 4-3 preseason win over the Stars last night. That was cool. Kyrou scored the winning goal for St. Louis with 3:17 remaining in overtime. Kapanen and Broberg each had a goal and an assist, supporting Joseph's second period goal, and Bennington had 17 saves. Bally Sports Midwest has been, changing a lot of things, and there's more changes around the corner. But whatever the entity has been. The longtime Blues and Cardinals telecaster ends up being named, whatever it ends up being called, because we still don't know what that is. People have told the Post-Dispatch that the core Blues broadcast team is going to return. That actual lineup still hasn't been announced, but multiple sources are saying that it's going to be John Kelly on play-by-play with our buddy Jamie Rivers providing commentary, Bernie Federico, Strickland,
Next
and
year.
Dat, as well as Vitale in key supporting roles. Yeah,
That's for next year.
when all these changes go down.
Well, they're talking the Cardinals may not have a home as far as the broadcast goes, because Bally's, they're going through a bankruptcy thing. They're dropping teams.
Yeah, and I saw a Spirit Halloween sign outside Busch Stadium. So things are really rough.
Speaking of Busch Stadium, known for the bright yellow uniforms, Banana Ball, and most of all, the TikTok dances blended into the game, the Savannah Bananas, which is basically like kind of a Minor League Baseball Harlem Globetrotters.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
If you have to.
They're crushing
Their videos are all over the internet. Have you ever seen the Savannah Bananas?
You've seen them doing backflips and catching balls out in the outfield and all that kind of stuff. It's called Banana Ball. They rose to fame really from TikTok. Let's see. I know I have I think they have. I know it's in the millions, like 8 million followers or something. Anyways, they're coming to Busch Stadium April 4th and 5th, 2025. At Busch Stadium. Those interested in attending the game can either join the ticket lottery or try to purchase tickets. The lottery closes November 1st, and the drawing of winners 2 months before the game will mean that they're not guaranteed tickets, but it gives you the opportunity to purchase tickets. Standard tickets, $40. Meet and greet tickets for $125. It's going to be crazy because they're going to outsell the Cardinals.
Yeah, well, they're going to sell the stadium out. They've been selling every stadium they play in out.
I think you would like it, Lern, because I saw a clip where the catcher
goofy.
and the pitcher, he goes to pitch, and instead they do the jump and lift from Dirty Dancing.
Oh, sign me up.
It's fun.
It's very tongue-in-cheek. There's very little baseball happening.
Fantastic.
Goofy and fun.
Yeah, but it's the kids love it.
Kids love it. It's fun.
It's a fun thing.
It's good for baseball.
The Falcons are this close to being 0-5, but somehow they keep pulling off these miracles. And the Falcons had a 36-30 overtime win. What that does for us, since we care so much, is puts us in the lead going into the weekend.
I told you, Rafe.
Riz Show 3.
We're lucky.
Moon,
Tampa Bay
Lern,
gave that game away.
Moon, Lern, and Scott all knew exactly what was going to happen and predicted the win. Kerry Davis is the only one from the fast lane that picked us. So we are up 3-1. It doesn't matter. We are going into the weekend
I
really
had
good.
Atlanta yesterday. So, Scott, did you pick the Buccaneers?
Yeah, I had the Bucks.
Okay, so me,
I had the
Moon, and
Bucks.
Lern.
I said Scott, meaning Scott Rizzuto.
Scott
Sorry.
Rizzuto.
I'm trying a new thing this week with my picks where I just went every other one.
So, like,
But it's not that bad. Like,
She's
I have
already
the Jets
doing better
winning
than
over
me.
the Vikings.
that's a loss.
Bears are at home.
That's not a good pick.
Yeah, the Vikings are going to win.
Ravens over the Bengals. Texans over the Bills. Colts. I just want to see what's going to happen. Things have been so messed up this NFL season. You don't know. This could win.
I hope. Bold strategy, Cotton.
I mean,
you're already off to a great start.
I was up
You.
writing the E-memorium, watching the game, and I was just like, Todd Bowles should be ashamed of how poorly he managed that game at the end. Where I'm like, you get one first down. He had 2 chances to get one first down, and he just kept giving Atlanta the ball back. I'm like, eventually they're gonna score, man. Like winning the whole game.
There's
blew it.
there's some spirit or something around the Falcons. Like I said, they're this close to being 0-5, and they're 3-2 now. So I'm riding their luck.
Do you
I'm
want me
nervous.
to change it?
No, do what you want to do.
Hey, all
I
I'm
have until
saying,
noon on
yes,
Sunday, right?
We've lost. We're 0-3
I know.
here's
or 0-4.
0-4.
We're
we're
0-4.
on 4.
But every time it's been close.
Here's
I don't want to screw us.
No, here's my strategy. And this is guaranteed points for you. Whatever I pick for the Steelers, pick the opposite. Because the Steelers, I hate them more than any team I've ever hated in my entire life. They have
Yeah.
screwed me out of more points the last 4 seasons of doing this pick'em. Whatever
Okay,
I
so
pick,
don't pick the Steelers.
If I pick the Steelers to win, they will lose. If I pick them to lose, they will win. They're the most cursed team. They hate me. I hate them. Screw the Steelers.
I have them over
pick
the
the
Cowboys.
opposite.
Okay. All right, Moon, wrap her up.
Oh, that's it. I'm mooning screw the Steelers.
Okay. It's 9:45. All right, one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up.
Wake up! Cause when you gotta go on a table, and then you gotta go on a table, and then you gotta sit on a table, and then you trust in my sip and slide. That was System of the Downs. Chop suey.
Dude, this sucks. Hey, welcome back to the farm. So a couple weeks ago, a storm blew through and knocked a big ass tree down. So I got a tree that I need to kind of get rid of, or at least saw down a little bit. So, of course, I got the pro, Mark from Colonel Landscaping, with me. So, Mark, not only
Yes, sir.
do you put trees in,
Yes, sir.
but you take trees out.
Yes, sir. Full service.
So you see what we got here?
Yeah. So I think it might have been dead before it fell.
Yeah. But who knows what kind of wind blew it over? We just came down here and it was, it was felled.
Yes, sir.
So we need to cut it down. We need to kind of haul it out of here. So
We'll cut it into some manageable pieces.
cut it
get
into
up to
manageable
grill, and go
pieces
from
and
there.
then just haul it out to somewhere, a burn pile somewhere. So what should we do?
We're gonna get it into small enough sections, move it in by hand. Since we're on a pretty steep slope here, we're not getting anything else down there, so it's gonna take a little
elbow
haul-
grease?
Yeah, a little hauling ourselves.
How old do you think this thing is, or was?
It's 60 plus.
60 plus years old?
Oh yeah.
So I guess we should just start sawing pieces off and make them manageable sizes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you got a fun job. All right, so Mark's gonna keep sawing. We're gonna cut that tree down into small pieces. Using the chainsaw was awesome. Dream come true. So thanks to Mark from Colonel Landscaping. I'm sure there are more projects to do around here. There's always something to do around here. See you next time on the farm. All right, we've made our way to the supposed cemetery. This is where my kids say they heard some weird stuff. The dog won't go near here. So I'm assuming this in here, something's buried or something's going on here. There's a weird kind of creepy gate, which I don't know if this is locked, but let me try to find maybe a headstone or some kind of grave marking. Listen, there's got to be a reason why there's barbed wire around this place, and it's been fenced off. So, let me consult I have a ghost hunting app. Is there a ghost here? Are there any spirits in the area? If there's somebody here, I don't know, I could feel it. I kind of just got a shiver. If there's somebody here, show me a sign.
Well, it's almost the weekend, so I'm sure you're thinking about all the work you get to do around the house. You're going to fix up some stuff. You're going to spend a lot of money on that upkeep, and those repairs are just not cheap, and they keep draining your bank account. And you know that when you bought your home, you took on more than that house payment. So you feel like your equity's all locked up and you can't do anything, but you love your home. You want to stay, but it's a constant struggle. So what if you could sell your home and reclaim your weekends and not have to move? Well, with TrueHold Sell and Stay program, you can. TrueHold will buy your home now while the market is high, and you can bank all the equity in cash, stay in your home with a lease. Plus, you won't have to worry about property taxes or insurance or upkeep anymore. You can truly enjoy your weekends and enjoy the house. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Join the thousands who've secured their retirement. They've paid off bills and financed their dreams. Get an offer right now while the market is hot. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Burton from the Rizzuto Show. Thanks for tuning into the Facebook takeover with, my goodness, Taylor Momsen. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm going to get the geeky fan side of this out of the way first, which nobody watching is going to be surprised about. But I've been a fan for a while. You and I have chatted a handful of times. And the last couple of times that we did it, I'm sure you don't remember this, but we do a picture together and I started collecting them. Can you see that?
Oh, shit.
Look at you. I think you're 17 in that first one.
Baby. I am a baby in that one. Look at you. Without the
I know.
beard.
You were a baby. I'm still an old man. So.
No. That's great. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get
So
to talk again, man.
I don't know how we're going to work this one out. We'll try to turn it sideways or something. But hello, and thank you for taking the time for doing this. I know it's been a very, very long time since you've been to St. Louis to play a show. What have you, the $2 question, what have you been doing during all of this downtime, this quarantine? What have you been up to?
I have been. Well, we just released a single. We just released Rock and Roll, so I've been doing a lot of this, a lot of promoting from home and figuring out how to work from home, which is different. I'm adapting. That, and then when I'm not doing this, I've been playing just a ton of guitar.
Oh, that's amazing. It's amazing that you have that to fall back on and to do. And talking about working from home, I broadcasted from my house for like 7 weeks, right? And so 2 weeks ago, I guess 2 Mondays ago or whatever, was my first day back. And then so I've been quarantined in this what we call a producer's room, right? So when I go in there and I start show prepping, I get to listen to the radio station. This morning, I get there at 3 a.m. on the day that I'm going to talk to you on Facebook Live. I turn up the monitor and Death by Rock and Roll was jamming on the point.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. That's kismet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I had listened to it a handful of times, on Spotify, had yet to hear it on the radio. And Donnie Fandango, who's our music director, said that song sounds great on the radio. And I agree. What are your thoughts?
I agree. Thank you so much for playing it, man. That song was a long time in the making, almost 10 years. So it's very cool that it's out in the world now and people can hear it. I've been keeping it all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Patricia's. It's where fun and fantasy meet. It's that time of year again. It's wedding season, so that means bachelorette parties. Ladies, if you're in charge of planning the bachelorette party or you're in charge of, getting all the gift bag stuff, you go to Patricia's, of course. That's where you get the candy, the naughty dice, the corsets, and so much more. And if you have any questions, can't find something, feel free to ask any employee there. They're not going to judge you. Trust me, they've heard it all. Patricia's is where you go for the lotions, the lubes, the vibrating toys, the sexy costumes, the sexy lingerie. If you've been to the East Side and you see what those girls on stage are wearing, those stiletto heels, you get them at Patricia's. Things for the novice, things for the expert, and everything in between. And you have 3 very convenient Patricia's locations. St. Peter's at the Cave Springs exit, on Page, 3 miles east of the Westport Plaza, and at the corner of Grand and Gravois. For all your fun and adult toys, it's Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
.7 The Point. AO. Let's go. It's Liv Maddox, broadcasting live from the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and I am joined now by the one, the only, Jelly Roll.
Yeah, baby.
How are you, sir?
I feel like I'm back home, man. I love St. Louis. It's one of my favorite cities in America for dozens of reasons. And then the last time I was here was just sheer disappointment because Point Fest got rained out that day. And
Yeah. We're still mourning that. And the crazy thing is that, I wasn't here yet when that happened, but I keep hearing that when that announcement came out that it had to be pushed out and then you couldn't make the scheduled show, people were so upset. You've got St. Louis in the palm of your hand, man. How does that feel?
No. I just love St. Louis and they love me. I've been coming here for years. We used to play Pops.
Yep.
I probably played Pops 30 times in my life.
And now here you are at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
Awesome. Well, yes. With limited tickets. Limited as in get in your car and come on and grab
Exactly. Got to get here, box office. The music doesn't start till 7. You still got time to settle in before Jelly Roll hits the stage. Now, what's really cool about you, Jelly Roll, is that, and I promise you this isn't a commentary on your size, is that you don't fit into a box musically. Right. You got the hip-hop, you got the country, you got the rock all in one. So if somebody comes up and they're like, Liv, what kind of musician is Jelly Roll? What do I say?
He's a music man.
He's a music man.
Right, listen, so in the 90s, I was listening to Korn.
Okay.
But I also knew every single word of Gin and Juice.
Okay.
And secretly, as a Southern boy, I knew every single word of Time Marches On by Tracy Lawrence, right? So that was the 90s country music era. And this is stuff I've just known since I was a kid. So it wasn't, I don't know. I just always judged music on whether it was good or it sucked. And a lot of music has sucked over the years. So anytime we get something that's pretty good, we should hang on to it, not categorize it and alienate it. We should embrace it,
Sure. So what music doesn't suck right now? What are you listening to?
It depends. Across the board, I'm still listening. I'm stuck in the 70s.
Okay.
Right? Because I have a rule when I record, I don't listen to much current music because I don't want to be influenced.
Okay.
I hate that when the sounds become... So I'm really weird about that. But I do love Crown the Empire on the rock side. I don't know why. They just do it for me. I've always thought a lot of that band. Listening to a lot of Greta Van Fleet still. There's a kid named Bailey Zimmerman on the country side that's just absolutely insane. Just young, raspy voice, just wild.
Sure.
It's probably what I'm listening to now. Co Wetzel. I got Co Wetzel on repeat. Good old party music.
Yeah. So you were touring with Brantley Gilbert, and now you're out here with Shinedown. Do you approach the shows differently, country versus rock? Are you still same guy, same show, same energy?
Same guy, same show, same energy. Everywhere you see me, whether I'm sitting at church with a pastor or out drinking with the boys, I'm the same Bubba. You can count on that. Take it to the bank and cash it. If you like me, I love you. If you don't, that's fine. At least I know who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's something I love about you is that you are who you are. You're not shy about your past. You share that openly, and I think that's part of why people are drawn to you. It's like, this is an authentic dude, and he has shown that he can break the cycle, you know, in and out of incarceration as a youth and into adult. What was that moment for you that kind of broke you out of that system?
It was having a daughter.
That'll
It was
do
the realization that I could no longer be selfish
Mhm.
and that there was something that he's solely relying on me, and I knew that that was an important task. So I wanted to take it serious, and I did.
You did.
I did. Take it very serious to this day. She's 14 years old. My wife and I have had full custody of her for 8 years. 7 years. As soon as me and her got together.
So what's it like to be a full-time musician and a full-time father?
You know, it's awesome because she's 14 now, right? So she can
A little
fly out on
easier.
the weekends and come hang out. It was a little rougher when she was young, but now she's like a little roadie. She loves music. She plays the piano, plays the guitar. She's also into the drama stuff.
Yesterday, we went to Cardinal Glennon Hospital. We got to get a little tour, get to see the kind of expert care that the kids are receiving at Cardinal Glennon. And it just warms your heart because Cardinal Glennon's been around for a long time. I think that hospital actually has been around for like 75 years. They're getting ready to build an extension part of that hospital to even have more care. And it's funding like people by you, like you, that are helping fund everything that they're doing, from the care, from the experience that these kids are going into. I mean, nobody likes going to the hospital. Imagine being a little kid who's, 8 years old and having to stay somewhere away from home. It has to be comfortable. And man, they're just getting the best care at Cardinal Glennon. So when you hear about things like the Glennon Gallop that just happened a couple weeks ago, or the Glennon Card, which is happening right now, help it, all right? Especially if you have kids. You know you might need Cardinal Glennon one day, so pay it forward. You can essentially buy a Glennon card for $60 at glennoncard.org, and then you'll have discounts of 20% at 340 different businesses around the St. Louis area coming up in the weeks ahead. This is one of their biggest fundraisers, and you're helping the kids big time. Go to glennoncard.org.
That's it for us. Donnie Fandango is next. Have a great weekend. Make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. A big thanks to Anton's for sponsoring Moon's Head this week.
Huge. Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy Experts. Check them out at antonshvac.com, antonshvac.com. Save 20% before 2025 and get an additional $4,800 off of a new system when you choose Anton's.
And their generous donation to Cardinal Glennon. Again, thanks to Anton's. We'll have a couple new businesses and brands to talk about next week with the hat of the day. What else? What's the podcast title?
700 pounds of illegal bologna.
Okay. All right, I got nothing left. Moon, what else?
Make sure you get your tickets for Punk Rock Christmas coming up December 7th. 2 shows this year. Last year was so big and so huge and so sold out that we added a show. Both on the 7th, though. We have a matinee show at 3 p.m. There are family 4-packs available for that, but only for a limited time, so get in on that. And then the 8 o'clock show, which is, both of them are absolute party. Both of them are all ages and family friendly. But those family 4-packs are for the 3 p.m. show only. Get your tickets at thepageant.com.
Learn.
Get the Corey Feldman Movie Fest Spectacular tickets. This is probably going to sell out here in the next couple of days,
yes.
Right? High Point's a smaller theater. Goonies is going to be played October 12th, 5 to 7, and then Lost Boys will be played after that from 7:45 to 9:30. We're going to be out there. I'd love to see these movies get sold out immediately so we can help out the kids at Cardinal Glennon. So go to 1057thepoint.com to get all the info.
We're still moving money around, trying to get this. I'm still trying to get this. The sax player from Lost Boys thing off the ground. So, but even so, it'll be a good time either way. I don't have much. I'm doing the Sheet Metal Workers Comedy Night for the Sheet Metal Workers Union this Saturday, October 5th. I'll be doing an hour of comedy, dinner, drinks, and cocktails. I think it's $75 a person to help raise money. So if you're a sheet metal worker or know one or love one, there might be some tickets. So go to the Sheet Metal Workers website and check it out.
That's cool. Scott?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Corey Feldman on the big screen. You guys should be as well, so join us on that. And, follow me, King Scott Rules.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shots, St. Louis home for Blues hockey. From Villa Ridge, Maddie Ray is our team. And Maddie wants to hear this song.